GAC Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Great American Conference.
The skyline of Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, that is. Although in the state capital, I guess that is the skyline of Arkansas. We are on the north side of the river here in Dickey-Stephens Park, North Little Rock, for Game 4 of the Great American Conference Tournament in baseball in 2024. Joey McWilliams along with Blake Smith and Sam Roop as the number 5 seeded Southern Arkansas Mule Riders are taking on the number 2 seed Arkansas Tech, and this is an elimination game, Blake. It's all up to this game as to whether the season will continue for one or possibly both of these teams.
Both of these teams coming off a loss yesterday, have a brand new day. They're trying to play 2 today. 2 teams are going to go home. One of them will go home after this game, one after the next game, and neither of these teams wants to be the one to lose this game today, so it should be a very high-paced, very intense baseball game.
Southern Arkansas coming in with a record of 30-19 on the season. Arkansas Tech 35-17 on the season. Regional rankings will tease this right now. Arkansas Tech number 3 in the Central Region coming in, and Southern Arkansas number 9 in the Central Region coming in. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on. In the meantime, you see the starting lineup for the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders. It's going to be Clay Burrows, Trace Shoup, and Brandon Nickel to get things started, and they will be facing Emiliano Mata on the mound for the Wondra Boys, coming in with a record of 2-2, making his 16th appearance of the season, his 15th start. He's pitched 62 innings, given up 59 hits, 41 runs, 36 of them earned, struck out 50 and walked 32. Opponent's batting average against Mata, 247. He has an ERA of 5.23 coming into today's game. So each of these teams, Blake, lost yesterday as the Mule Riders in our tournament opener played a very tough game against the top seed and fell 3-2 in the 9th inning. For Arkansas Tech, it was a tough game against Harding. Harding just managing throughout the game, specifically in the latter portion, to manufacture runs. They wound up losing 5-1 in that game, and I think we're going to see a couple of very good pitchers in this one as well. We'll talk about Michael Howell just a little bit later on for Southern Arkansas, but key to this game today, what do you look at?
I'm looking at, again, and we've talked about this so many times, about how deep these starters can go into the game, how aggressive the batters are going to be early in counts here in the first time through the lineup, how the pitchers adjust to what they're doing. It's all about the guy on the mound. If they can manage the game, you're giving your offense a chance to win it for you.
First pitch in Game 4, according to the Timex on the great scoreboard here in Dickey-Stephens Park, 2:55 Arkansas Daylight Time. And that one, a couple of hops to first base where Schwenke will field it and come over and step on the bag. 3 unassisted to start things off here in Game 4.
Getting on strikes early in the count. You see Burrows' second pitch of the game trying to get active early, and Mata's probably going to be throwing a lot of strikes if he's going to get people to swing that early in the count.
Now batting for Southern Arkansas, Trace Shoup. Shoup coming in hitting .345 on the season. A junior, one of a number of juniors in this lineup. Fouls that one back.
A lot of fastballs early, working in the zone. Mule Rider batters wanting to be pretty aggressive, earning a lot of swings. They're putting contact on a lot of their swings early, though. You eventually put balls in play, and then things happen.
And that one fouled as well. The breeze blowing in from center field, it looks like. And Sam Roop, it is another fantastic day. A few clouds in the sky, but it's pretty bright outside.
Ballpark. Honestly, I will take this weather over a over forecast day for sure. I asked one of the ushers, "Are you staying cool out here?" And he says every day is a cool day in the ballpark, and I cannot agree more. And thank you, Joey, for your sunscreen contribution to my body.
Yeah, I had to get a little sunscreen going out there because this is a great day to get some rays for sure. As you see, it brightens up almost just with that particular statement. Hit to right field. Stepping up to make the grab is Rinaldo. And 2 down now for Southern Arkansas here in the top of the first inning, bringing up Brandon Nickel, hitting .323 on the season, the shortstop.
I love how aggressive Mata is, throwing strikes, getting fastballs on the outer half of the plate. Made Shoop go out and get that one. Not able to get quite all the barrel on the bat, just shoots it the other way, and 2 steps in for Rinaldo, and he's right in position to make the catch.
Watches the first pitch as a strike. 2 down now here. Top of the first. Get a few more balls to come in here and get things going. Seen a few fouled off already, and they're going here in this top of the first.
Several. The difference in what we're used to seeing here at Dickey-Stephens is once the ball's fouled off, it stays off. And in a college game, you're able to reuse balls a little bit more than at the next level.
Nice leaping toss from Dawson to first. Schwenke is there to make the grab. 1, 2, and 3. The unassisted, the fly out, and the ground out. Mule Riders retired top of the first as the Wonder Boys are on the way.
Hey Future Readies, are you interested in a career in business? Henderson State University offers bachelor's and master's degrees in business administration and certificates in analytics, marketing and communications, and nonprofit management. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
You know, these athletes don't always get the chance to graduate in front of their families or friends on their side of their university. And you get things here in May. Baseball players like the Wonder Boys graduating and receiving their diplomas, other certificates along the way. And by the way, some of these Wonder Boys, Blake, not only graduating, but they were graduating with their masters, looking to pick up those degrees as well. It's pretty impressive.
It's the benefit of taking that COVID year. You know, you're able to get all your education in. You get an extra year. And some of these guys came in with enough credits where they graduated early anyway. Why as well just roll that into a master's degree and be able to enter the workforce?
Cabranes, Jones, and Schwenke due up now in the bottom of the first inning. Cabranes, Marcos Cabranes, the second baseman, hitting .258 on the season. And one of a number of players in the lineup that will be playing in the 50th or more game. I mean, this entire lineup for Tech, this is probably as consistent a lineup as we've seen in these teams, the 4 teams that have made it to the final site here in Little Rock. I mean, for Coach Pettigrew, usually you talk about that for Southern Arkansas. The Southern Arkansas lineup has seen different iterations throughout, but this is a Tech lineup that, I mean, from top to bottom, 1 through 9 right here in this batting order that will be playing in the 50th game. Only one, that's Grant Jones, who's playing his 49th.
It's not bad work if you can get it, and facing a guy on the mound for Southern Arkansas who would probably be the #1 at every other school in the GAC, but because you're on the same staff as Jeremy Adorno, Michael Howell has to take the #2 spot, and if you're Justin Pettigrew, you've got to love where you're at when he starts a game on the mound.
Michael Howell, 9-2 on the year, making his 15th appearance. All of them starts. As that one is fouled down the right field side. And you want to talk about being able to be out there. 3 complete games he's pitched this year. 83 2/3 innings, giving up 91 hits, 47 runs, just 47 runs in those games. 42 of them earned, struck out 68 and walked 23. Opponent's batting average of .279. And he has an ERA of 4.52 and also some quick reflexes because he had to duck there to avoid that. Cabranes with a single, and backing up Howell on the mound. You see Rosema there catching today. Richardson at first, and Lyles does a fantastic job patrolling the outfield in center field. Lyles, by the way, moved up. He's in a different spot in the lineup, batting ninth yesterday. He's hitting sixth today. The throw to second is in time, and that is out number one. Cabranes did not get the jump he needed.
Really surprised to see him go all the way in on that. The tag comes in late, but it came in on the heel, so he's caught stealing 2 to 4 on that putout.
Brings up Grant Jones. Jones hitting .292 and foul back. .292 on the season. And you see the throw to second there as Rosema, quick arm, quick to get it done. But again, it just didn't look like the right jump.
Sees a ball in the dirt, bounce to the plate, but Rosema did a really good job of keeping that in front of him and recovering quickly.
Grant Jones, he's a junior. And that one's hit straight away center. Lyles will step up underneath it and make the catch. Hit high up in the air, and it comes down into Lyles' glove.
We've seen a lot of high pop-ups both on the infield and to the shallow part of the outfield this week so far, and it's been a really efficient job by guys getting the ball, not letting it get trapped in the sun.
Logan Schwenke now batting. Schwenke, by the way, one of those players that is going to be on course to get the Masters when he gets back to Russellville. Hitting .314 on the year. And lines that into left field. Second hit of the inning as Schwenke is on base now with a single.
Great piece of hitting. Way to go the opposite way, just above the head of the first baseman, Richardson, who was playing several steps to the right. Looked just over the top of his head, a little soft liner into right field. That's just a textbook base hit.
Batting for Arkansas Tech, it's Nick Jones, senior, hitting in the cleanup spot. Designated hitter today. His batting average equal to Schwenke, hitting .314 on the year. Also matches Schwenke with 36 RBI. As a matter of fact, interesting run of numbers, Blake. 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup today, all with 36 RBI. Of course, that's well behind Keaton Rinaldo. He leads the team with 58, batting sixth today.
Anything interesting of note, Joey, you've got the two best pitching staffs in the league going against each other. 1-2 in ERA, 1-2 in number of strikeouts on the season. So these pitchers are knowing what they're getting into. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to go after guys because it's the way it's worked for them all season.
Exactly. By the way, to take the little bit of an anomaly a little bit farther down the line, both Schwenke and Jones, each one 53 hits, each one 169 at bats. That's how you're going to get .314. But each one also, we mentioned with 36 RBI, gets a little scarier. Each one with 12 doubles, and they're batting 3 and 4.
Traditional, strong power bats go in the middle of the order.
Runner is going, and with the full count and 2 outs, Schwenke's going to have to come back and do this one again.
A little late on the fastball the last couple of times. You see that when he's shooting the ball the opposite way. And Howell's been pretty consistent with the fastball in this first inning.
Here's the payoff pitch again, and Schwenke's going, and Schwenke will keep running. Rounding second, heading for third. He'll be told to slow up there as Jones puts that in left. Back-to-back hits to left field. 3 hits now in the inning, and runners on the corner with 2 down.
Yeah, Howell got a little bit more of the plate. He started that middle and ran into the inner third, and Jones was able to really put that ball exactly where he wanted to, as he was able to get the barrel right to the bat and shoot it into right field, and you get that 3-2 count, runner goes, you almost automatically got a guy standing on third base.
That brings up Christian Olea. Junior's hitting .324. And running up to make the catch is, well, Shoup's not going to get there in time. Looked like he might have had the beat on that one, and then he slowed up just a bit and said, no, I've got to take this off the hop. So 1 run does score as Olea's single results in an RBI.
He might have lost that ball in the sun, Joey. It looked, he threw his hands up in kind of that I don't know motion. And so he had to watch and by the time he finally found the ball again, it was dropping right in front of him.
Yeah, I agree. Just saw the way that he made the adjustment, and it wound up being the better decision to not dive for it or worse. Although a run does score. Tech's on the board here, 1-0, and this is now the 4th hit of the inning. And you see it again. You watch him slow up just a little bit, throws that hand up, and resets to be able to make the grab off the 1 hop. And by the way, Keaton Rinaldo now batting, a junior. He mentioned with 58 RBI as Olea just picked up his 37th. Rinaldo hitting .387 on the year, making his 53rd start. Hard swing and a miss there, and that on the inside, he was a little behind it.
A little bit. It looked like he kind of waited back on the off speed, and by the time he had loaded it up, it had already gotten past the point where he could put good metal on it.
Gets the metal on it there. Quick throw, 6-5. Gets the force. There'll be a couple left on base. 4 hits, though, 1 run as a result. And with 1 complete, the Wonder Boys have a 1-0 lead.
If you're not at home, where else would you be? Not the kind of home you're familiar with, but the kind that helps you become them. Or them. The kind where you become a part of a community that builds you up. A community that doesn't just give you the answers, but helps you discover them for yourself. Home is where the Mule Riders are. When you're a Mule Rider, you're not walking down a predetermined trail, you're blazing your own. The world is full of unsettled questions with so much to explore. Enter it with full reins of knowing who you are, where you come from, and what ignites your flame. Here at home, you have no limits.
Reach for the stars and don't stop there.
As a Mule Rider, you decide what's possible. Stop imagining what you could do and do it here. Think bigger. Think faster. Let's ride. Don't worry, you're not far from home. Because home is where the Mule Riders are.
Sun is out in full force, and the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders going back to the plate. 1, 2, and 3 retired in the top of the first inning. That brings up 4, 5, and 6. Richardson, Woolbright, and Lyles for Southern Arkansas. Will Richardson, the first baseman, a senior, hitting .299 on the year. And Emiliano Mata, you see him there on the mound. Nice effort there in the first inning. Again, opponent's batting average, .247. It's a pretty solid number for a starting pitcher especially.
Absolutely it is.
You know, you'll see some of these relief pitchers and closers come in and might be sub 200, but be able to get the innings that they do and face as many batters as they do. It's a very respectable number.
It's exactly what you want out of a starter for Mata. He just goes 3 up, 3 down. He only throws 10 pitches in the first inning. You got him set up for a lot of success later on today.
Will Richardson was co-player of the week back in February 6th. That was the first week of the season out of conference play there for Southern Arkansas. A pretty solid effort. One of his big games of the season this year was against Rogers State. MIAA opponent, one of those out-of-conference games. Richardson 3 for 4 in that game, 5 RBI. By the way, that included not only a single, but a triple and a home run. Just the double shy of the cycle in that one, and Mata rings him up there. First strikeout of the afternoon there for Mata, and the cleanup batter will take a seat. One down here in the top of the second inning. Wonder Boys looking good in the field right now, and Sam had an opportunity to get to visit with the head coach of the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys prior to the game, and he's just trying to make things happen in this elimination game.
For sure, and we just saw it just now. He says that he wants to remain strong in the one that's on the mound, and Emiliano has done good in the game so far. I know that we're only sitting at the second inning right now, but we just saw it in that last out. He got all 3 strikes, and so he's confident in who he has on the mound today, and moving forward, just staying strong throughout the game, guys.
Woolbright, ground ball to short. Thank you, Sam. 6-3, and now 2 down. And, you know, Blake, that's it. I mean, it's one of those things that you have to take care of business in the elimination game, and for as long as Coach Dawson and the Wonder Boys can ride with Mata on the mound, they'll do it.
You want to play as deep into a tournament like this as you can. Even with the number 3 seed, Arkansas Tech would love 2 wins, 3 wins. You know, it would take 4 wins. No, it would take 4 wins.
For them, it would
for
take 4.
For them to win.
Now, Monticello is the only one who can get out of here with 3 wins and pull it off.
I think if you can get yourself 2 wins, you're going to be in a good position. And that might be going to Joplin next week. That might be going to Warrensburg next week. As long as you're still playing, you're just happy to be there.
Chris Lyles shows bunt, lays it down. The throw will not be in time, and Lyles will reach the first base runner of the afternoon today for Southern Arkansas. And the bunt single puts him on. That brings up Grant Rosema.
Just a well-placed bunt. Mata the only one close enough to be able to field it. But if you notice, he falls off the mound to the glove side. So he has to turn, change all his momentum, and get over to the his right side of the mound. And Lyles just too quick.
Yeah, it was a well-placed bunt anyway, as Rosema watches strike 1 come across the plate. He has the speed to beat those plays out anyway, but that was just good ball placement.
And leads the team in stolen bases with 12. Pretty efficient there as well, just under 75% efficiency stealing bases. We'll see if he gets active.
So far he's watched 2 strikes. Rosema has anyway. Grant Rosema hitting .229 on the year. Gets the bat on that one. That will move Lyles around at least a second. And in fact, that is the place that he will stop. So back-to-back singles now for Southern Arkansas. After the first 5 batters were retired, a bit of a 2-out rally going on. And Jackson Duke makes his way to the batter's box.
Very similar to what we saw in the bottom of the first. Tech did all their damage with 2 outs. Looks like Southern Arkansas has continued that trend as they're getting their get the first 2 outs of the inning. After that, they'll start to rally. A base hit could tie this ball game.
Duke watches the first one for a strike. Just over the outside corner.
Duke just 3 for 23 at the plate this season in limited action. Only start number 6, game number 16 for him on the campaign.
Ground ball right up the middle and taken by Cabranes. Steps on the base. Fielder's choice. And we see 2 hits, no runs, 2 left on base. 2 complete here from North Little Rock.
One of the fastest growing universities in the state and the region, Southeastern Oklahoma State University has classes for bachelor's, master's, and certificate programs. Over 45 degree programs are available with in-person, online, and hybrid options. With a legacy of excellence dating back to 1909, our dedicated faculty and staff are here to make your legacy a great one. Your future starts here at Texoma's University.
How to spot a boll weevil. Boll weevils are a fascinating species. They're known to travel in packs, are highly intelligent and can thrive in any environment. Each and every boll weevil is unique, and they have unique opportunities. But they all share one common trait. Every boll weevil has a bright future awaiting wherever they go. And that's how you spot a boll weevil. Learn more at uamont.edu.
A little premature in saying it was 2 complete, Blake. We have, how about 1.5 complete here? We'll go with that. Tech really decided they wanted to go ahead and bat this inning. We'll let them do it.
Probably a good decision. Maybe get a couple of early insurance runs. Get to Howell a little bit longer after forcing 24 pitches in the first inning.
You know, when you're getting those insurance run-ins in the second inning, you know game may have gone off the rails just a little bit. So hopefully it hasn't up here. We're having a good time in North Little Rock, though, as it's going to be 7-8-9 for Arkansas Tech. Brendan Bard, Shane Poe, and Cole Dawson on the way. Shout out, by the way, to the entirety of the Great American Conference Sports Network crew, folks in the truck. We usually talk about them near the end. We want to give a shout out when we can along the way. This one's high, and it is playable. And Richardson steps over to make the catch. In foul territory, 1 down as Bard pops out.
On only the second pitch of the at-bat, too. Going to let Howell get guys out early in at-bats. It's going to extend his day just a little bit. 24-pitch first inning. Usually a little higher first inning, but once guys get settled in, that number will decrease.
Shane Poe watches the first one come through for a strike. Poe hitting .288 on the season. That one will go foul. 0-2 now the count.
Out in front of a breaking ball. We've not seen a lot of breaking balls from Howell just yet. And Poe was thinking fastball all the way there. And to adjust on the fly, got the barrel just in front. Pulled it down that third base line.
Poe has 49 hits on the season. And that's number 50. He reaches base on a single, his 50th hit of the season, and that brings us to Cole Dawson hitting from the 9 spot in the lineup.
Opposite field hitting is so important for these successful teams. If they can take the ball where it's pitched and shoot it the other way, you're usually going to get past the infield. Even on a ground ball, you're going to be able to get some base hits, and you'll be able to get some guys first to third. You'll be able to get some guys to score from second on solid hits like that.
Runner is going. Throw from Rosema is just a little high. And that's an easy stolen base for Shane Poe.
Throw not quite where it needed to be. Nickel there backing up the throw. Thank goodness he was there, or Poe would probably be standing on third base right now.
Exactly. Dawson looking at a 2-0 count now. The sophomore hitting .241. He's from Russellville, as you might imagine. Playing for Coach Dave Dawson. And he did go straight to Arkansas Tech, had a 2-year school stint as well. Watch this one fouled up off his foot.
saw in the first game, production from the 9-hole can be big.
Runner is going again. The throw from Rosema to third is in time. And a little confusion on third. It was in time. Let's see about the tag here. It is there. Yep. It was because of the little hop. Had to slow up just a little bit there. And the ball in the glove between Dawson's foot and the bag. And that is the out. Dawson a little bit confused there for a moment too. Looked like he thought he was safe. Excuse me, that was Poe. Forgive me, Dawson, who is now on first.
Stealing third is a very, very dangerous game. And though Poe has stolen now 16 bases in 20 attempts, Look at how active they are in the base paths early.
Now it's Dawson running. He does get under the tag. He was tagged out yesterday, sliding underneath, and the throw came through, and reaching around behind him, McNeil was able to just grab the ball high and reach down low and get Dawson before he got to the base. This time Dawson a little bit better jump. Speedy going to second, and you're right. Here's a pretty good lead again with 2 outs.
A great jump is the key to that stolen base. You get a good lead. You don't think surely they will steal 2 consecutive pitches with a guy that just got thrown out. They are aggressive. They want to give themselves every opportunity to score on a hit here.
And Cabranes watches that one inside. Count goes to 1-2, 2 down. Marcos Cabranes, who had a single to lead things off for the Wonder Boys back in the first, all the way through the lineup now, and starting again here in the second.
Cabranes also with the first stolen base attempt of the game back in the first inning. He got caught stealing the first out, and then after the Jones fly out on the 2-out damage that Tech was able to do.
Fouled into the seats in front of the suites, the upper deck, if you will. Now we're just 2 innings in. We've already had 2 outs through caught stealing. Number of stolen bases, and Cabranes puts that into center field, and here's where that stolen base by Dawson comes in big. Gets a good lead from second, and the hit from Cabranes right up the middle. Dawson does not miss a beat, heads home, and there are 2 runs on the board now for the Wonder Boys.
That's why you steal, get in position on just a base hit to center field. Even if that had been fielded cleanly, Lyles would not have had a chance. Dawson going full speed. Another 2-out run for the Wonder Boys.
Cabranes now with singles in back-to-back innings to get things going, and Coach Pettigrew is going to have a discussion on the mound with Michael Howell. And again, Howell, a formidable foe on the mound. He's been roughed up for a couple of runs so far through the first 2 innings. As Coach Pettigrew talks about things on the mound, Sam, you had an opportunity to visit with Coach Pettigrew a little bit earlier today, and he was talking about playing in this game, this elimination contest.
Yeah, he says he wants to utilize the arms that he has in the bullpen, and I would do the same if I was him, having a bunch of strong pitchers. I think that's definitely something that we could see during the game today, just him switching out pitchers, trying to get everyone some reps to have some strong efforts coming from the mound, guys.
Thank you, Sam. It's kind of an all-hands-on-deck situation for Southern Arkansas, and right now a number of those hands were out on the mound too, encouraging Howell. Get things back on track there for him.
When we talked to Coach Pettigrew pregame, he said everybody's available except Jeremy Adorno. Throw that many pitches, you're going to get a couple of days off.
And Grant Jones, ground ball, fielded at second by Burrows, and he's able to make the quick toss over to Nickel. The 4-6 on the fielder's choice. But we have 2 hits. We have stolen bases, and we have a run on the board. Now to complete from North Little Rock.
One of the fastest growing universities in the state and the region, Southeastern Oklahoma State University has classes for bachelor's, master's, and certificate programs. Over 45 degree programs are available with in-person, online, and hybrid options. With a legacy of excellence dating back to 1909, our dedicated faculty and staff are here to make your legacy a great one. Your future starts here at Texoma's University.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but there's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, every moment brings you one step closer to what comes next. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
Again, beautiful day here in Dickey-Stephens Park. And for Wonder Boys fans, they have to think it's pretty nice as well. A run in the first, a run in the second. And we are heading for the top of the third. Bottom of the lineup now, 9-1-2 as we'll wrap things around for the Mule Riders. Chris Garcia, followed by Clay Burrows, Trace Shoup for Southern Arkansas. Due up here in the top of the third inning. Garcia, by the way, and to a point that Blake, you were making just a moment ago, Jackson Duke coming in. He's hitting 130 on the year, playing just now his 16th game, making his 6th start. And for Southern Arkansas, another player following him in the lineup, Chris Garcia, 071 on the year. He's had 1 hit in 14 at-bats, making now his 12th game in which he's played and his 4th start. So it's just, for Southern Arkansas, they've just had to make so many adjustments and so many iterations of this lineup over the 24 season.
They're just trying to find something that sticks, and an uncharacteristic year for Southern Arkansas, as we've discussed multiple times, a team that is 10th in the league in batting average. That is not a stat we see out of the Southern Arkansas offense very often, but that 071 average will go up there.
It sure will. For Garcia, whose lone hit of the season was a double, he's added a single to that on the resume right now, and he will bring that batting average up just a little bit more. We go back to the top of the order now with Clay Burrows, who comes up. Just in case you are scoring at home, the batting average is now 133.
That's almost doubling.
I know it's good for him, and a great time to do it too. You come out here, you do it in the conference stage, and it's postseason time. Pick up a much-needed hit.
Game where you've already fallen behind early in a game you must win. You've got to win both today and probably both tomorrow to get yourself into the postseason.
That one pulled to right. Will it stay fair? It will not. But if it had, well, that would have been nice for the Mule Riders.
Just a touch early on that one, and what a momentum swing that would be. Now does Mata go back to the well there? Is he going to mix some stuff around a little bit? Or is he going to stay aggressive here early in the count?
You know, the field shifted, by the way, rightfully so, with Burrows, the lefty who pulls his first at bat in this game. Just a ground ball straight to first, where Schwenke was able to dispatch him. 1-2 the count. And Burrows will take a seat looking at that one as it went across. 1 down.
Turned and looked at Toby Milam as if that wasn't a call he agreed with much, but that got much more than even just the outside edge. That was a fastball just where he wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, from this vantage, it really didn't look that questionable. Trace Shoup now batting for Southern Arkansas. Shoup hitting .345 on the year.
We've seen more and more as we have gone through the years of you're putting your best hitter in the 2-hole just because on average that gets them an extra 30-some-odd bats per year. And so instead of going in that traditional 3-hole where you usually put your quote-unquote best hitter, at least when we were growing up, you've really seen that shifted, and the Angels started that when they put Mike Trout second in the order, and that has really just been a trend that has continued in baseball.
And one of the fans just narrowly avoided making the highlight reel there. That ball was hit high, and I think missed the fan by, I don't know, maybe 1.5 feet.
Had one out there that was looking to make the catch with the ball cap.
One out here. And Shoup, by the way, I mentioned this previous game. I thought it warranted one more. Had a 4-game stretch earlier this season one of the games against this Tech team, the other 3 against Southwestern Oklahoma. 4-game stretch in which he went 3 for 5 in 4 straight games. That's not bad. He's going to get a hit here as well. And Garcia will round second, head for third, and Shoup will have to be content with a single. Runners on the corners now with 1 down, and that brings up Brandon Nickel.
That hit not bad either. Sits back, waits for his pitch. He gets it there and is able to just put the barrel of the bat on the ball, drive it out over the shortstop's head and into left center.
Nickel hitting .323 coming in. Ground out to short in the first inning. An opportunity here with 1 down and runners on the corners. And Southern Arkansas trailing by 2 right now. Definitely don't want to leave these runs out on the bases.
At the same time, if you're Arkansas Tech, you're 1 pitch away. Both teams have sent a pitcher and a bullpen catcher out. 2 bullpens in right field.
It's not necessarily an easy trek to get to the bullpen.
For Tech, who has that far side closer to the center field wall, that's a long run across there. They did at least let him cut through the field instead of having to go all the way around on the warning track.
That's where they were trotting yesterday, so it's nice that they've, made it that distance between 2 points, the short one. He did not go around, and so Nickel call this a ball. 1-0 the count now.
Starts to go. It's a lot of discipline, a lot of upper body strength to be able to keep that bat from going forward.
And that one hit just above the glass. Blake has his hand up in the air as if to catch it. Would have missed that by maybe 2.5 feet. And I'm very glad that you're not listening to the Foley work of shattering glass all around us.
It's happened before. Multiple windows up here have gotten the baseball treatment. Just above the railing, keeping these windows in.
Wow.
A funny story here. The architect of the ballpark who made the net, or had the netting done to the right schedule, said there was no way physics would not allow a ball to hit any of these windows. And he's been proven false many times.
Poe calls off Dawson and makes the catch in left field. 2 down right now. And yeah, I'd like to go back and find out which school he went to and what physics class he was in. Last time I checked, baseball physics are still physics.
Baseball, one of those things where something new happens every day. Something you've never seen before.
Will Richardson now batting, first baseman. Watch that a little high. Richardson hitting .299 coming in. Two down now here in the top of the third. Richardson struck out back in the second. Blake, what did you say to these Mule Riders when we were visiting in front of their bench a little bit earlier? Because, I mean, they're gunning for you.
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
I let you and Samantha do all the talking. Just taking it all in. Believe it or not, that was my first time ever on the actual field here.
Really?
Been going to games here forever, worked here for 2 years now.
Richardson is going to send Rinaldo back to the warning track, but no damage on the scoreboard. And for Southern Arkansas to leave runners on, unfortunate for the Mule Riders. Tech to bat when we come back in the bottom of the third.
Who do we look to shape our world? It'll be people who know how to think with their heads and their hearts. People who contribute with compassion, courage, confidence. People who understand that faith is not the enemy of education, but its partner. Tomorrow's difference makers and world changers will understand they're part of something bigger, an unstoppable force for good. More than book smart, more than business smart, they are wise in their whole being. These are the people who will shape our future, and you'll find them at OBU today.
I am a future shaper.
I'm a future shaper.
We are future shapers. Learn to live well and lead well in God's world. Be a future shaper at OBU.
It'll be Schwenke, Jones, and Olea coming up. And I mentioned a little earlier, this is the place where you come out and you get a suntan today. And I imagine probably some sunburns as well today, too. So not everybody is prepared when you go to the ballpark, and the sun is always prepared.
I know in my case, when it's not 90-plus degrees, I forget to put sunscreen on when I'm going to be out in the sun because it's so beautiful. You don't think, oh, that sun's not just beating down. But it is. It really is. Just because the temperature is not as high as it is in the summertime doesn't mean it's not as dangerous to your skin.
Schwenke, we mentioned. Jones and Olea on the way. Schwenke had a single back in the first, and it seemed for a moment there like everyone wearing a Tech jersey was going to get a single in the first. 5 of those, as a matter of fact. 4 in the first and a couple more in the second. 6 hits for Arkansas Tech already, and it's just with 2 innings in the books.
They're coming out aggressive. They know they want to get on Howell early, try to get into that Southern Arkansas bullpen.
Fouls that one back. It's going to roll back into where the fans are.
At this level, the deeper you get into the bullpen, the more dangerous your offense is going to become. They're good arms, but there's a hierarchy.
And strike called strike 3, as a matter of fact. Schwenke will take a seat, 1 down here in the bottom of the third. A little slow walking away there. I think he was a little frustrated about the call.
I don't know where his frustration is. That was almost dead center down the middle.
Strike 1. Nick Jones now, who also had a single in the first. Made it to second and was thrown out by the short on the way to third, and fielder's choice to end the inning for Arkansas Tech back in the first. But again, Wonder Boys with a run on the board in the first, run on the board in the second. Trying to continue that here, and that will go foul.
Howell giving the Tech batters what they want, giving them strikes, hittable balls early in these counts, and Tech's just not been able to take advantage of it so far this inning. They've put a lot of balls in play, though, as 6 hits through 2 innings would often indicate.
Nick Jones hitting .315 now on the season. This count goes to 2-2. Watches that one. Count goes full now. 1 down. No one on here in the bottom of the third.
Trying to nibble that outside corner at the knees.
He gets the bat on that one. 1 out as he lines that to center field. Picked up by Lyles and thrown back in.
Another case of too much at the plate. You're starting it on the outer third. The ball's working in toward the hitter. Jones, for the second time today, gets his hands inside and through. It's just a solid base hit. There's nothing in the world wrong with that. Obviously, 7 hits through 2 1/3 is not what you expect out of a Michael Howell appearance.
Didn't mention it with his hit back in the first inning. We'll say it here. Jones now with a 5-game hitting streak. And just long enough to say Christian Olea is coming to bat. He also has his 2nd single of the day. Runners on first and second now with 1 down. And Keaton Rinaldo now batting. Ronaldo, we mentioned a little earlier, leading the team with 58 RBI this year. He has 13 home runs on the season, 13 doubles as well. One of 5 players on this Arkansas Tech team, double figures in doubles. Shane Poe also has 9. And Ronaldo will watch that one. Strike one.
Well, coming into play today, Joey, Howell averages giving up 6.5 hits per start. He is already over that number in 2 1/3. 91 hits on the season, now at 99 for the year. And make that 100
exactly.
potentially.
I think so. Jones from second will come in. We're waiting for word on this one. I would be generous. I would give it the hit.
That was a hard hit ball down the line. The glove of Woolbright wasn't quite on the ground.
They're contemplating this one over in the main room.
I don't know. Seeing it again is pretty suspicious.
Still no official word in the meantime. If it is a hit, we would give Ronaldo the RBI on that one. Bard now batting. Bard popped up, caught out of play at first. Lyles is coming over to make the catch. He's going to make the throw to third. It'll be cut off at second. And now runners on the corners with 2 down. So for the Wonder Boys and Jones' run, it's now a run on the board in each of the first 3 innings. Olea at third as he tagged up. Ronaldo at first. Bard was the second out, and Shane Poe now batting. Quick throw back to first to keep Ronaldo in check. Poe hitting .288 on the year. Had his 50th hit of the season back in the second inning. He was left stranded on third. Actually, excuse me, he was caught stealing on third. Need to read my notes better.
The one thing that Tech's not done so far this inning is be aggressive on the base path.
Finally, we get the ruling from the main room, and I'm going to give it as the E5.
I think that second time made a lot more sense. He kind of tried to just throw his glove down at the ball instead of stepping in front of it, putting his glove down and stopping it that way. That could have been a routine play. I agree.
Called strike. 0-2 now the count.
But I would have taken just as long to look at it before I'd have given an official ruling too. The first time, that ball's hit hot, looks like a hit. Then you watch a little bit slower on the replay. You think, oh, that's not necessarily.
Yeah, and it's just, but I go back to, I watched it live, saw it live. I would have given it to him from that, but you have to go back and get the second view and making sure that everyone is all right, as Rosema checked out by the ump, and he's going to be okay. Still count 0-2 with 2 down, runners on the corners. 8 hits, though, even without that one from Ronaldo. We'll wait to make the 100th hit given up by Michael Howell this season, and Michael Howell fans, friends and family are hoping that number doesn't cross into triple digits.
Well, another thing that does, that makes that run unearned. That scored on the play, so his ERA will stay intact. Oh, and another late. Oh, they're going to try the little skunk in the grass play, and it worked.
Ronaldo moves over to second now. So he reaches from an E5, and a little bit of miscommunication there. He finds a way to get to second now. Runners in scoring position. Swing and a miss. It doesn't matter. Strikeout for Shane Poe. And that brings us to the end of the third inning. But for the third consecutive time, the Wonder Boys have put a run on the board, and they lead by 3.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but there's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, every moment brings you one step closer to what comes next. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
It's a beautiful day in Arkansas. Good enough day that you can just take some time and take it easy for a little while. Blake, it's Friday afternoon. You're getting ready, and I'm sure I've heard that it's 5 o'clock somewhere, but especially on a Friday afternoon. And you know what, Blake? I think I may take a little time in the lounge as we pass it over to Blake Smith to take us through the middle innings.
Thank you, Joey. I enjoy when I'm able to lounge, but
I don't think I'm actually going to leave the booth, I promise.
That's probably a solid plan. But we are here in the top of the fourth, 3-0 Arkansas Tech in this elimination game. Jaden Woolbright will step into the box for his second appearance of the day, grounded out to short back in inning number 2. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Wonder Boys. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Mule Riders. First pitch to Woolbright, a big overhand breaking ball that stays above the belt for ball 1. Woolbright coming into play today just over the 300 mark. On average, he's got that down to 303 now. 42 pitches and now 43 thrown by Emiliano Mata. That one misses outside for ball 2. We've mentioned Toby Milan behind the plate. Nate Simmons joins him at first. Chance Wilson at second. Brandon Guerra at third for this one. 2-0 is in there at the belt for strike 1. Got to get back with a fastball. Tunnel some of that breaking stuff off of that pitch. Throw it kind of in that same location to start. See where it can work from there. Another fastball that time. That one's fouled up high and out of play. Just past where Samantha's sitting. And pretty close to dangerous down there. No worries. Young fella goes and gets that ball. And foul back again. We'll keep it alive, 2-2. So in Arkansas's had a couple of base runners. They've stranded all 3 so far. Fastball down and away. Full count. Left 1 stranded an inning ago. Left 2 stranded back in, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. Tech stranded some runners as well, but they've scored. That one popped up out of play, first base side. And in the same row. Bouncing down, caught on a hop. And kept her drink intact.
Not
Joey.
bad.
The bad thing is you don't get to take it home. I meant to ask you this yesterday, but I'm glad we can kind of put ourselves in the situation. I'll ask you after the pitch here to Woolbright. Payoff pitch is poked on a hop, fielded by Cabranes, and he'll fire over to Schwenke for 3, out number 1. You ever been fortunate enough to catch a foul ball at a baseball game?
I have not, no.
You would think as many as I've gone to, I would have gotten several. I've gotten 1 in my life. And it was right here in this ballpark 2 years ago.
Did you barehanded?
No, I caught it on a hop, and it had stayed at the top of a section. I was sitting right down there in 112, where my season tickets were years ago, as Lyles lifts one out to center, hangs up long enough for Jones. It was a Wednesday night in August after school had already started. Wasn't a lot of people around on a school night, and so I was the only person in my section. A ball bounces kind of like it does back down into the walkway. Nobody was there. I kind of look around, pick it up, and take it home. By comparison, my 3-year-old nephew, who's been to about 10 games in his young life, has about 5 baseballs from Travelers games sitting in his room at their house.
He's just in the right place,
He's
right
like
time.
He's like that guy that comes along and catches all those milestone balls,
yes,
home runs.
He's going to be selling them someday.
Depends on who hit them. And I don't think they're keeping track of who hit them and if they've made the major leagues or not.
True.
1-1 the count to Grant Rosema. Singled back in the second. Was put out on a fielder's choice to end that inning as he takes a look at ball 2. 2 outs quickly here in the top of the 4th. Still 3-0 Arkansas Tech. Mata sets fires. That one pulled well foul. Back up toward the clubhouse area. Back in that back right brick building as you saw there on your screen.
Now, that was hit soundly. I mean, that's almost an employee parking back there. Wow.
Try another 2-2. Poked off the end of the bat and caught on a line by Dawson. What a catch to end the inning. A little bit of a late reaction, but great job by Dawson. We'll take a look at that one again. Just a couple steps and dives out and makes sure that does not get in. Still 3-0 Arkansas Tech. To the bottom of the 4th we go.
Who do we look to shape our world? It'll be people who know how to think with their heads and their hearts. People who contribute with compassion, courage, confidence. People who understand that faith is not the enemy of education, but its partner. Tomorrow's difference makers and world changers will understand they're part of something bigger. An unstoppable force for good. More than book smart, more than business smart. They are wise in their whole being. These are the people who will shape our future, and you'll find them at OBU today.
I am a future shaper.
I'm a future shaper.
We are future shapers. Learn to live well and lead well in God's world. Be a future shaper at OBU.
A beautiful day. You see the wind picking up just a touch here outside of Dickey-Stephens Park. It's blowing out to left center field, unfortunately the deepest part of the ballpark. And Michael Howell comes back on the mound. You've got to wonder how long he is going to go. He's already thrown 63 pitches through 3 innings of work, averaging 21 pitches per inning. No rest for the weary. Cole Dawson made a great catch to end the top half of the inning. He'll come up to lead things off in the bottom of the 4th, and he'll take a look at a bender from Michael Howell. Look at a called strike 1.
You know, we watched that catch again going into the break just a little bit earlier. I was more impressed with it even in slow motion.
Chops one to short. Nickel fields on a hop, fires across, gets Dawson by a step. 6-3 on the putdown. There's one away.
It's tough when you get put up by your counterpart right there. And also an impressive play there on the hop. Watch this little leap on the throw. That's nice.
Knew he had to get it all the way across. Got to have that little extra oomph there.
Yep.
Top of the lineup coming up for the 3rd time today. Marcos Cabrones on his way to the plate takes a look at strike 1. Looked like it had a little tail to that fastball. A little two-seam action there. Howell quickly again. Rocks and fires. That one missed low. Count will even 1-1. A 1-1 breaking ball, front doors him. Nice little curveball there. Has a little bit of drop to it. Not so much 12-6 motion. The 1-2, Howell wants to put him away. Cabrones pokes it to the right side. Fielded by Richardson. He'll take 3 steps to his left, step on the bag, and retire Cabrones 3 unassisted for out number 2.
Well, for Howell, he may have settled in just a little bit. That a mental game, and Cabrones on that second strike, when it broke back in, I mean, he looked at it, recognized it, said, yeah, that's it, and he was prepared to swing the bat next time through. Results on just putting it right back to Richardson. And speaking of Richardson.
And he is going to get another piece, and Michael Howell is going to get through this inning on just 7 pitches. 3 unassisted again on the putout. A quick 3 up and 3 down. We head to the 5th. Southern Arkansas looking to get on the scoreboard. They trail Tech 3-0.
Hey, what you doing this for? Just out here for recreational purposes? No. Working, man.
Mission today is to work hard until you can't go no more. It's always a team mission. Can't get nowhere without the team. It takes everybody. 1, 2, 3. Hey, you better be open. You better be open.
Man, listen, It's only one attitude that you gotta bring. Let's go. That you need to bring.
Work. I mean, we come down here every day to get better. If it was easy, everybody would do it, man. We work out on the street. You feel me? We the best in the nation. We outwork y'all. We outwork anybody. We always grinding, always getting better.
Every time I come through these lines, no matter what these lines at, work. Maximum effort.
Let's go.
A sign of progress in the capital city. Anytime you see some cranes, you know that that city is trying to improve their infrastructure. That the exact case there as the Arkansas River Bridge on Interstate 30 just passed our viewpoint. Traffic's been a little slow on I-30. There you see the beautiful Broadway Bridge, which is an iconic early section of the Little Rock Marathon. It happens every year. None of these games have felt like marathons. They've been sprints today. 3-0 Arkansas Tech as we head into the top of the 5th. Let's just hope we didn't jinx it.
I think you did, but they really have, though. Yesterday as well.
That action clock makes a big difference. First pitch is high and inside to Jackson Duke. He takes ball 1. Grounded into a fielder's choice to end the second.
If, in fact, we did jinx it, cards and letters to Blake Smith.
I'm not giving away my address.
Just checking.
You can send him to the ballpark. I'm sure I'll get him. 2-0 the count. Mata sets the quick rock and fire. Misses high. It's 3-0. Both pitchers working on their pace. Batters have to come into the box ready to hit. In Duke's case, he's been ready to watch 3 pitches. And there's the automatic.
Yep.
Right down Main Street.
You knew he was going to watch the 4th one.
You can still be very selective here. Looking 1 pitch, 1 spot where you're taking all the way. Here's the pitch. It's up. Ball 4. Lead off walk.
Watch 5 of them then.
He did indeed. Only the 4th walk of the season taken by Jackson Duke. And he will yield the box to Chris Garcia. Singled, reached 3rd, back in the 3rd.
Chris Garcia.
And he will face Mata for the 2nd time, working out of the stretch. Breaking ball's not getting down. It stays up again, ball 1. And now we're going to have another visit to the mound. Just a little mechanical fix if I had to guess. As the Wonder Boys will send out their pitching coach to the mound and talk to their number 2 starter, who's had a good day so far. 4 innings, a 4-hit ball, no runs, 2 strikeouts, and a walk on just 60 pitches as we sit here in the top of the 5th. There's still one arm getting loose down the Arkansas Tech bullpen.
Well, Mata had retired 5 straight prior to that walk. But the flip side of that is that it's been now, well, realistically, 5 consecutive balls. You throw that 1 in there as the automatic strike just to make something happen. So 5 of the last 6 pitches have been balls. So maybe some adjustments and corrections that need to be done here at the start of the inning.
Grant Shahan getting loose in the bullpen for Arkansas Tech. One of the seniors honored pregame today as part of the graduation recognition for some Arkansas Tech seniors. See if Mata can get back in the count. Same pitch, same result. It's 2-0. Tech infield plays at double play depth. Outfield playing straight up. The left fielder Poe a step or two deep. Trying to play no doubles there. Same slider. It's a ball, and Mata says, I'm tired of that baseball. Give me another one. Pitchers are interesting characters. I know I was one for a while. You like the feel of a certain baseball and you want to get it back as quickly as possible. If you don't like one, it's got bad energy to it, get rid of it. A 3-0 is in there for a strike on a fastball. If he can't use that breaking ball, he's going to have to be a lot more efficient with his fastball. He's got to spot it. He's got to keep it out of hitters' hot zones. Here's a breaking ball, and it's fouled off.
Baseball players as a whole are probably the most superstitious lot of any group of athletes. And, you know, it even goes to the coaching staff, too. As we went down to talk with Coach Pettigrew earlier, and he was in the dugout, and I was walking over there near where he was, and he came to where we were, and I said, Coach, I can visit you down there. He said, no, that's where we spoke yesterday, and I lost. So we went to the other end of the dugout.
Garcia pokes that one out to right field. Ronaldo is there and makes the catch for out number 1. You can attribute a lot of that superstition to these are the guys that play the most number of games. Football, you play 11, sometimes 12 or more if you're lucky. You know, basketball, if you can play 30, you're happy. Baseball and softball, you're playing upwards of 50 games a year. Top of the lineup, we go to Clay Burrows, 0 for 2, struck out looking, leading off the third. He's looking for something here that can keep the Mule Riders in the game. We'll take a look at ball 1 off the outside. Mule Riders with just 4 hits through 4 1/3. Looking for that backdoor fastball. Could not quite get the corner. The 2-0 finally catches that outside corner. That's 2-1, and Burrows will take his time looking down the third base line at the signs from Coach Justin Pettigrew. 2-1 on its way. That one misses outside too. A breaking ball, he's just not got it sitting in his hand the right way. It's not got a lot of glove side run to it as most of his breaking stuff does. He'll come set here on 3-1. We'll see if he comes back with the fastball. He will, and it's pulled down the right field line. It is a fair ball and kicks down into the corner. First to third goes Duke. He will stop there. Tag applied, and he's in time. Burrows with a 1-out double, and this is the best position that Southern Arkansas has been in all day. Runner on second and third with just 1 out.
Exactly, that little shift there, and you talked about the fastball. He's able to do just enough. Pulled it, but straightened it out enough to keep it inside the right field line, and knew he was going to try to take 2, so never slowed down. Rounded first and is able to slide in safely.
And that will be the end of the day for Mata. We'll come back. We'll tell you that the new Arkansas Tech pitcher will come in quite a situation. Wonder Boys still lead it 3-0.
Hey, Future Readies. Are you interested in a career in business? Henderson State University offers bachelor's and master's degrees in business administration and certificates in analytics, marketing and communications, and nonprofit management. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
SWOSU has been saying that the focus is you for 20 years. Now that I'm here, I know my voice matters.
It's a true home away from home where the professors really do put the focus on me and my dreams.
At SWOSU, it feels like they are cheering me on with so many ways to get involved, like social clubs,
sports, quality academics, and great people who care about your success. For real, the focus is on you.
Open the door to your future at SWOSU. Go Dogs!
SWOSU, the focus is you.
Always a fun time to go out and have fun at the ballpark. And we've got a young baseball fan out there enjoying the playground in right center field. On the field, it's been a pretty exciting last inning as well. And the Arkansas Tech defense welcomes Grant Shahan to the mound, the senior for the Wonder Boys. One of the more respected arms out of that Tech bullpen. Sings the right-hander. He is inheriting a tough spot, to say the least, Joey, as Southern Arkansas has their best base running situation that they've had all day today.
Absolutely, and things just seem to go awry just a little bit from one inning to the next from Mata there. And, you know, for Southern Arkansas, it had finally had an inning in which it kept the Wonder Boys off the board. Just a little bit of a mental shift there. Mata allows some runners, and his day is done.
Just goes 4 1/3, 5 hits, no runs as of now. He'll yield to Shahan, who is appearing in his 21st game of the season. Only one start. He's 6-1 with a 2.45 ERA. Only 16 earned runs in 58 2/3 innings. Two aboard, one out for Trey Shoup, 1 for 2 so far today. Shahan's first pitch, a fastball that will miss low. It's ball 1.
And Coach Dawson, by the way, you mentioned 4 1/3 innings. Runners on second and third, and really not willing in an elimination game like that to try to give a little play and see if you can work through it. He goes to Shahan to stop it quickly.
And he's not going as quickly as he would like to, as he's quickly fallen behind 2-0. Checks the runners, delivers, fastball, got a piece of it. Nicked off of Olea. And Toby Milam will run a ball out to him, give the catcher time. And finally a strike gotten by Shahan. It's 2-1. Away we go. Shahan rocks and fires, misses the outside corner with the fastball. It's 3-1. The 3-1 on its way is fouled straight back. The count runs full. Shoup just a little bit behind. And we'll do it again. First base is open, but you've got Nickel and Richardson coming up. Two bats you do not want to have if the base is loaded, so you've got to go after Shoup here, you would think. Payoff pitch is poked foul up the right side and out of play.
Yeah, I agree. You know, you want to possibly, in a situation like this, you might want to put somebody on, see if you've got a situation where you can get a force out, but with those two bats, you want to take that chance. Try to make something happen here.
We'll try the 3-2 once more. It is a fastball low and away, and the bases are loaded. Shoup draws a walk.
Now, having said that, no damage has been done yet. but you put yourself in a little bit tighter position.
Definitely a little more high leverage. A lot of these relief guys like the high pressure situations a little bit more. It's easier to get them in their game as opposed to if they're coming in on just mop-up duty or something like that. First pitch to Nickel on its way. Misses high. It's 1-0. Now you got to go right after a guy at some point. You can't be walking in runs. You trade a run for an out at this point just to get out of the inning. That one lifted out to center field. That should be deep enough to score a run. Jones will make the catch. Duke will come home. The throw will come to the cutoff man, Dawson, and he will hold it. And it's an RBI sacrifice fly for Brandon Nickel. And the Mule Riders are on the board for the first time today.
And that is exactly what you described. You traded out for a run. But what you don't want is one swing of the bat and seeing 3 runs come across or more at that point. So Shahan got what he wanted there and coaxing that pop fly to center.
Well, you got the team leader in home runs to fly out to center field. His runner-up, Richardson, takes a look at strike one. He was able to check his swing, but it was a strike anyway. Richardson 0 for 2, struck out swinging, flew out to right field. He will watch ball 1 low. We'll take a look here. Shahan will take some time. Looks at one just outside and misses. It's 2-1. It's a good frame there by Olea. Now the highest leverage of the game so far. Tech wants to stop the bleeding. Southern Arkansas wants to turn on one, and Richardson does. Lifts it out toward left center field, the deepest part of the park, however. And Jones will make the catch to retire the side for Arkansas Tech. 1 run for Southern Arkansas. And Sam, you're down there with somebody who has a pretty high stake in today's game.
Yes, I'm with Chris Sutton's dad, Kevin. Kevin, you've coached Chris growing up. Can you tell me about his progression throughout the years?
I started coaching Chris at T-ball, and throughout the years, with like any other kid, you see the kids grow mentally and physically. So he's gone through T-ball, the standard route through USSSA baseball, through high school baseball to American Legion, and luckily on to play collegiate baseball. It's been a joyful time, but it's been a long time coming.
Chris is a grad student. What's next for him?
Chris graduated this week with his master's in business administration. He has a job waiting for him back at home in Texarkana, Texas as a portfolio manager. As soon as the baseball season ends, we're taking a week off for a little vacation time, and then we're getting to work.
Love it. Trailing Arkansas Tech right now. As you said, you were a coach. What would you tell your team right now?
It's a lot of baseball left. We're in the 5th inning. We're going to take this thing one pitch at a time. The game's not over. We're still in it. Just keep fighting one pitch at a time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sam. 3-1 as we head to the bottom half of inning number 5. It's 3-1. Arkansas Tech leads. Southern Arkansas gets on the board in the top half of the inning, but the damage minimized by Grant Shahan. That run should be charged to Mata, and that will end his day. 4 1/3, 1 earned run, 5 hits, 2 strikeouts, and a walk. Not a bad afternoon. First pitch is low to Logan Schwenke. 1-0 as Howell remains on the mound for Southern Arkansas. Just threw pitch number 71. We'll see how long his leash is, and Schwenke turns on the breaking ball, lifts it out to left field. A few steps to the right for Shoop, and he is there in time. There's one away. Joey, I can imagine how stressful being a parent in a situation like this is you want the best for your kid, obviously at all times, but when you know careers are getting closer and closer to an end, you want to hold on to that as long as possible, I imagine.
There's no doubt about that. And you know, having seen 3 of my 5 graduate from high school and watch them do the last things they do, and then one of them competing on the collegiate level, and watching her and her final events as a senior, you know, you want to hold on as long as you can. But I liked the way that it was presented. Hey, here's the job after when it's all said and done. Already lined up. We'll take a week off, but it looks like Chris has worked hard not only on the diamond, but obviously in class as well, and set himself up to be in a position to succeed. And you sure do like to see that.
And that's a lot of what the game of baseball is about, learning to overcome, learning to adapt with failure, as Christian Olea takes a strike 1 after Jones flew out to center field. Got to learn to overcome adversity on every level. Take the little victories when you can get them, and that's just a great mantra to have for life. Take those little victories and enjoy them. 1-1 the count to Olea, who is 2 for 2 today. Let's take a look at ball 2. Couple of singles. He's been stranded both times. 5 runners left for Arkansas Tech. Southern Arkansas has stranded 6 runners. That one just misses low. It's 3-1. Howell, a big body out there. I don't think he can get back in the zone with fastballs like that, and Olea will pull it. Big, tall guys like that, Joey, you don't want to see them be sidearm guys or three-quarter guys, and Howell comes right over the top. It's pretty intimidating from that high release point. Grounded to short. Nickelfield on a hop, fires across. Plenty of time to retire Olea, and 1-2-3 go the Wonder Boys in the 5th. So another 3 up, 3 down. Howell has retired 8 consecutive after the Rinaldo error. And we will have another clean inning.
And Blake, just it's a big day here in Little Rock. Big day here in North Little Rock as well. Look at that. Beautiful sight. You've seen this for quite a while, haven't you?
I have, and a funny story. Back several years ago, the Broadway Bridge that you see on the screen now, there was an older bridge. And you see there a couple years ago, they were trying to demolish this bridge to build the new one that you see there. And the demolition did not achieve its required goal. And that became a running joke in Arkansas for a good point of 2016. The second demolition at a later date obviously occurred. And you see there you go, a month later.
The first one didn't take.
They just had to use a barge to pull it down. So they finally did, and that made a little tougher traffic coming across the bridge. Of course, that crowded the Main Street Bridge and the I-30 bridge. And it's always kind of a running joke. We hope that we talk about friendships and even some marriages. I saw in some announcements. We hope your love is as strong as the Broadway Bridge.
Nice. Of course, that is, in our view, even here from the press box, I mean, it's a fantastic view. Obviously, it looks nicer on the other side.
It does. They did a nice job with it. To the top of the 6th we go. Here is Woolbright. He'll take a look at strike 1. Now see what Shahan can do without as much pressure. He did allow 1 inherited run. Was able to minimize the damage. Change up, nice pitch there, swing and a miss. Woolbright already 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. Grounded out to short and to second. And he is quickly behind 0-2 to lead off the 6th. Which will bounce, low 2 waste pitch. Something down there low in the zone. Your mistakes have got to be low in the zone. You can see Southern Arkansas hitters, all of whom have good pop. Fastball lifted out to center field. Jones has plenty of room. A few steps shy of the track. He'll make the catch. 1 away. It does not seem like that demolition was 8 years ago. It's all kinds of things happened. Of course, 2016, a pretty eventful year, at least for millennials. One of the greatest years, if not one of the greatest summers of our lifetimes. As ball one is thrown to Lyles.
Well, I'll address from the Gen X perspective. We've seen a lot of summers.
That one lifted up on the infield. Several guys looking. Bard will make the call and retire Lyles. There are 2 away, so it's up to Rosema.
Southern Arkansas looked to try to make something happen. Did get the first run on the board there in the 5th inning, but we've seen now 4 straight batters retired. That may be 5.
Rosema lifts it out to right field, off the base of the wall on a hop. Fielded quickly by Ronaldo. The throw to second is not in time, and it gets away, and it's going to skirt into left field, and now all the way to third will be Rosema. They thought about waving him home, but the ball finally pulled in by Poe. They're going to call it a double and then an error, I believe, on the right fielder. Give him a double. And E4 on the error there. Throwing error, and now there's a man at third with 2 away for Jackson Duke, who walked and scored Southern Arkansas's only run just an inning ago. Big swing and a miss there.
These 2 route rallies are big, and Southern Arkansas can make something happen here. Take 1 more run, if at all possible, off that deficit.
And Duke will miss with a fastball down the way. It's 1-1. Now both teams with an error on the board. This run will be earned either way here. Duke pokes it. That's trouble. It's going to get down in shallow right field. Another run scored by the Mule Riders, an RBI single for Jackson Duke with 2 away, and it is a 1-run ball game.
You know, even you go back, Duke has had a great game. Again, one of the players that hasn't seen as much time over the course of this season. He comes in, walks, scores a run, now has an RBI single. And realistically, the fielder's choice back in the 2nd inning, I mean, that was a liner right up the middle, and it was just a great play by Cabranes to come over, right place, had runners on the bases, so he's able to make the quick force out. But he's been able to put the bat on the ball well today.
Now Garcia takes a look at strike 1 with a man on first and 2 away. Both these teams trying to stay alive in this tournament. The winner will go on to play Harding in our next game. 7 o'clock first pitch. The loser will find their tournament ended. If it's Southern Arkansas, presumably this season. Although I've seen stranger things happen. Did all the craziness of the last week of football season in the Great American Conference, Joey's. Henderson State with a win and in over Ouachita Baptist. Everyone thought that the GAC was going to be a 2-bid league, but we did not see Henderson as the 2nd bid in that league until that last week. Overhand pitch from Shahan. This is high. It's 2-1.
I don't think that's set too well with the folks at Southern Arkansas at the time.
It did not. It did not.
And you know, they came in and they took it out on a good Missouri Western team in the Live United Bowl.
A Missouri Western team that you actually got to see twice.
I did,
last
as a matter
year.
of fact.
That one's
no, I'll tell you what. I actually got to see them 3 times last year, which is weird to see for me to see an MIAA team 3 times. But I got to call their games twice. Got to broadcast one as a part of the crew up there, their regular play-by-play guy. took a break, and I filled in for him, and then sure enough, they wound up making it to the Live United Bowl.
Chopper to short, makes the easy throw, and the Southern Arkansas threat will pass. 6-4 fielder's choice, and that is how the top of the 6th will end. We head to the bottom half. Arkansas Tech still leads. That lead has been cut. It's now just 3-2.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question, what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days, I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Bottom half of inning number 6. Things pretty positive and upbeat in the Arkansas Tech dugout, and there's
where you want to be.
The splash pad, Odie's splash pad out there in center field. Always fun for the kids coming out to Travs games in the summer, and now Great American Conference games, a couple in the spring. First pitch strike thrown by Howell to Rinaldo.
It's warm enough to be out there today, the splash pad. I don't think that was going yesterday, but it's nice place to be.
It is. 1-1 now the count. 3-2 Arkansas Tech in the bottom of the 6th. Howell still on the mound, rocks and fires. That one pulled to third and through past a diving Woolbright for a leadoff base hit. Second time Rinaldo has reached today, reached earlier on the third baseman's error and stole a base later. Woolbright with much more of an extraordinary effort that time. It didn't cost him. So that's the first base hit that Arkansas Tech has had since inning number 3.
So Blake, I have to say, it was a big run for Southern Arkansas then. Shaved just a little bit more off that deficit.
Could be a tailor-made double play ball. There's Nickel. Burrows onto Richardson. In time, the 6-4-3 double play. And just like that, there's 2 away in the inning. And the Wonder Boys on the verge of a rally have it snuffed out quickly.
Oh, that's part of the thing, too. You take some momentum from getting another run on the board, come back out on defense, and a solid bottom of the 6th so far. And that, again, is with Howell still on the mound.
Just threw pitch number 85 on the day. He's really gotten more efficient in these last couple of innings as he'll bounce one to the plate there. About a 60-foot pitch when you needed about another 6 inches. Rock and fire the 1-1. Breaking ball turned on, lifted out to center. Playable for Lyles. Back pedals, makes the easy catch. And another 1-2-3 inning for Howell. He's gone 3 straight innings of 3 up and 3 down. And we head to the 7th. Arkansas Tech 3, Southern Arkansas 2 here on the GAC Sports Network. Top of inning number 7. It's been a great game. Arkansas Tech leads Southern Arkansas 3-2. Grant Shahan remains on the mound. And to take us home, here's Joey McWilliams.
Thank you, Blake. Top of the order for Southern Arkansas. It's going to be Burrows, Shoup, and Nichols. And Burrows now, he's 1 for 3 on the day. And that includes a double. He's back in the 5th, left stranded. But Southern Arkansas with a run in the 5th now, a run in the 6th. Trailed by just 1. Hard cut, swing and a miss there. Fastball coming through. 0-1 the count. Clay Burrows, a junior from Jacksonville. Some of the signage around here has been promoting Jacksonville. Of course, Chamber of Commerce not too far from here. As Burrows, 2 hops to third. The throw from Bard in time. And the 5-3 rings up our first out of the inning. 1 down as Trey Shoup comes up to bat as he is 1 for 2 on the day. Walked back in the 5th. He was also left stranded. Southern Arkansas has left a few out there. 6 to be exact. 3-2 the score. As Shoup, a junior from El Dorado, watches that one for a strike. 1-1 now the count. Southern Arkansas just wanting to continue as he pops that one, and it will die right in front of the pitcher, but the throw is in time. Pretty good play by Shahan to come up, and a business decision not to dive for it. Obviously, you wouldn't expect your pitcher to make a dive for something like that, but as well as that was bunted by Shoup, and you talk about a bunt, usually you've been talking about the difference between going at it and letting it come to the bat. He did that, had a little English on it, but Shahan made a great play and a good throw.
It was a good decision to let that hop, too, because he was going to have plenty of time. It was right to him, whereas if it had been to the left side of the infield, that would have been a little more. I got to go after that one a little bit.
Brandon Nickel, a junior from Langley, British Columbia. Makes his way to Magnolia, by the way, through Galveston College. There have been some nice Canadian baseball players that have played in the GAC, and I would say specifically in some of these Arkansas schools over the years.
I always have wondered how those Canadian players get to places like Southern Arkansas, and it really is the junior college system. The junior college coaches are really aggressive in their recruiting. They want to get good players, and they will go where they are.
Well, I mean, listen, there are pipelines and there are things that stick out. I don't know that there's anything too much more that sticks out to me as the connection for Southern Nazarene softball and the state of Hawaii. Always going to be 1 or 2 players. I think a couple of years ago there were 4 from Hawaii. And I want to know, I talked to Coach Madden about this too, and Coach Terry Weber at the time. I want to get to go with, if they need some help on that recruiting trip, I'd like to be there for that. I can help sell the school. Swing and a miss, and Nickel will take a seat. 1, 2, 3, 2 grounds out and a strikeout, and we are heading for a time to stand and stretch here. Midway through the 7th, it's still 3-2. Tech's on top.
Hey, what you doing this for? Just out here for recreational purposes? No. Working, man.
Mission today is work hard until you can't go no more. It's always a team mission. Can't get nowhere without the team. It takes everybody.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, you better be open. You better be open.
Man, listen. It's only one attitude that you gotta bring. Let's go. That you need to bring.
Work. I mean, we come out here every day to get better. It was easy, everybody do it, man.
We work out on the street, you feel me? We the best in the nation. We outwork y'all, we outwork anybody.
We always grinding, always getting better.
Every time I come through these lines, no matter where these lines at, work. Maximum effort.
A great day at the ballpark. Man, we've seen lots of families out here today. And Blake, I know that you spend some time here. This is a great place to take your family.
It really is, and they affordable, fun. They do great things here, and maybe tomorrow or later in the game we'll get to talk to some of the Trav's higher-ups and kind of get into that. But it's very much a family environment here. Baseball, in my opinion, is the most family-friendly sport.
Dawson, Cabranes, and Jones due up now. Bottom of the 7th inning, 3-2 the score. Elimination game here in North Little Rock. And Dawson will send that to left field. And Garcia there to make the catch. Didn't have to move too much. Steps over, makes the grab, one down. Top of the order now. 4th time through the lineup. And Cabranes got a hit in the 1st, hit in the 2nd, and ground out to 1st in the 4th. First time we've spoken about him now in 3 innings.
It's been a while, and Arkansas Tech has been aggressive on Howell early in the count, even in this 3rd and now 4th time through the lineup, and that has produced some very short innings on the mound, has allowed Howell to come out here into the 7th.
Well, and what Howell has done is really nothing short of impressive. After giving up a few runs, one in each of the first 3 innings, he's retired 12 straight batters. Well, realistically, there was a hit in there, but it came off the double play. So
the very next pitch, even.
Exactly. So we'll go ahead and, just for the purpose of this broadcast, say 12 straight. Please don't record these as official stats. Cabranes still watching this now. Count goes full.
Another full count. Expect a fastball, then adjust to the off speed if it's there.
Gets the bat on it, so the foul. More foul tip than anything. Count full now. 3-2. Looks like the scoreboard. And Cabranes will patiently look at the 4th ball, and he will take his base. So Michael Howell allows a base runner once again. I like the alliteration, by the way. I would like, Mercado on the mound. I think that's a good podcast name. Of course, we had Mata on the mound just a little bit earlier. I have to go to his first name here and say Michael on the mound to get the alliteration. But he has been very much impressive since the latter part. Well, he's been impressive throughout. He's given up some runs. That didn't take away, by the way, from a pitcher being impressive, just giving up a run here or there. But since the latter part of the 3rd inning, it's been quite a run. And a nice throw back to first there. Cabranes almost with a little bit too much of a lead.
A lot of different ways you could go with the alliteration or the punch. You could go mound, rubber, pitcher's plate, bump.
The throw to first, and again, Cabranes almost with a little bit too much of a lead. They are keeping him in check at first.
He's a threat, 14 of 16 stolen base attempts. I like to think Blake on the bump would be a good one.
By the way, Grant Jones now batting. And Jones also one of those that's aggressive on the base paths too. And you see these top 3 in the order now coming in. Cabranes 14 of 16 stolen bases. Grant Jones, if he gets on, he's 12 for 15. And Logan Schwenke, even better numbers, 12 of 13. And they keep Cabranes on at first.
He's bouncing around a lot over there at first base. Almost got him in trouble in that first pickoff move. He was bouncing towards second and had to turn back quickly.
He's going.
Knew that was coming.
Looked like he might get a little hit and run action there. And He'll have to come back now. 2-2 the count as that was fouled away.
In the early innings when Tech was successful, they were very active on the base paths. They scored a run in each of those first 3 innings. They had at least one stolen base attempt in all of those. Granted, they've not had many base runners since the 3rd to put in motion.
Grant Jones right here in the Little Rock area. Puts the bat on that one high. It's going to be playable. Who's going to call for it? Rosema does. And 2 down.
The great thing that does if you're Southern Arkansas is that keeps Coronis on first base. No real chance to advance there.
Sam, you had an opportunity to visit with some more folks down there as we are here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tell us with whom you're speaking.
I'm with Logan Schwenke's mom, Tisha. Tisha, kind of explain Logan's process or progress growing up playing baseball all of these years.
Well, Logan started as soon as they allowed him to as a 5-year-old. T-ball, worked his way up. He was very fortunate to have some amazing coaches. We had 3 coaches that played in the World Series and have World Series rings. And he just loves the sport. He had to make choices along the way because high school didn't allow him to play 2 sports because of where we were at. It's just a very large school and everybody kind of specializes in everything. But we were fortunate to find Arkansas Tech and they gave him a chance to play, and he's now been able to get his undergraduate degree in engineering and also his master's, his MBA, graduated his MBA.
Talk about his career at Arkansas Tech. He's been here for a while.
This is his 6th year, yes. But he redshirted as a freshman because he wasn't going to make the travel team. And then it was COVID, so that was a tough time for all of us, but it allowed him to have an extra year. So he took advantage of it and was able to get his undergrad and then have an extra 2 years to play. And
so what's next for him? I know he just graduated. They did the ceremony before the game, very emotional. What's next?
It is emotional. Next, I believe, well, obviously he's looking for a job, and he's looking to move to Tennessee, so we're talking to a few companies there, and I think he'll land a job there in Tennessee.
Well, good luck to him, and congrats today. Thank you so much for talking with me.
Thank you, Sam. He's going to land on first base right now after he was hit by a pitch. An extensive at-bat there, or plate appearance, I guess is what it will go down as now. Long enough for Sam to get to visit with his mother. So Schwenke did a fantastic job there. Timed that very well. Runners on second and first now. And that will bring up Nick Jones, batting from the cleanup spot. 2 down, 2-1. And discussion there on the bump to speak to it the way that Blake would like it to be addressed for his podcast. Nice to hear from these parents too. Appreciate Samantha getting to visit with them and all that that goes on around it. You know, there's a lot that's happening beyond just the baseball diamond today, and we've already seen graduation recognition and ceremony, if you will. A little pomp and circumstance out there on the diamond at Dickey-Stephens Park, and so much going on. And when the games are said and done today and tomorrow, all these lives and the activities, the jobs, the careers that will take place to continue into the summer and for years to come, it's just neat to hear some of the stories that go with it.
And how many people get to say they graduated college on a professional baseball field? That's pretty neat.
That is true.
I'll tell you one of the neatest things that happened here. It's been a couple of weeks ago before a Sunday Travelers game. We had a naturalization ceremony for about 20 new United States citizens, and got to have a ceremony and had a judge here, and it was wonderful. It was really great to really see people become Americans at the American pastime.
That's fantastic. 2 outs, 1-0 now the count for Nick Jones. Grant Jones batting just a little bit earlier. A fly out. Out number 2 on the on the inning, bottom of the 7th. Very patient there. So it's that backswing that catches me from Nick Jones, watching it again yesterday and today. It's been a while since Tech has put a run up after doing so in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And Nick Jones will take his base. Now bases loaded and likely the best opportunity since that 3rd inning.
That's got to be the end of the day for Howell.
And Coach Pettigrew is coming out to express as much. We'll talk a little bit about his replacement on the mound when we come back. 3-2, tight contest, bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th.
If you're not at home, where else would you be? Not the kind of home you're familiar with, but the kind that helps you become them. Or them. The kind where you become a part of a community that builds you up. A community that doesn't just give you the answers, but helps you discover them for yourself. Home is where the Mule Riders are. When you're a Mule Rider, you're not walking down a predetermined trail, you're blazing your own. The world is full of unsettled questions with so much to explore. Enter it with full reins of knowing who you are, where you come from, and what ignites your flame. Here at home, you have no limits. Reach for the stars and don't stop there. As a Mule Rider, you decide what's possible. Stop imagining what you could do and do it here. Think bigger. Think faster. Let's ride. Don't worry, you're not far from home. Because home is where the Mule Riders are.
Now pitching for Southern Arkansas, number 12 is Austin Adair. He's a junior from Pflugerville, Texas. Makes his way to Magnolia by way of Cisco College. Adair making his 14th appearance of the season, all of them in relief. He has a record of 1-2, an ERA of 7.71. And he's pitched 23 in the 3rd innings, giving up 40 hits, 21 runs, 20 of them earned. Struck out 13, walked 6. Opponent's batting average of .377. And it becomes an interesting chess match or chess game or contest, whatever. You put the chessboard out there, you put all the players out there. It becomes interesting now because you have to be thinking about winning this game. You also have to consider what could come at 7 o'clock tonight. So you have to understand there have to be arms for that game as well. And it's really interesting what these coaches do with who they bring out of the bullpen at this point, Blake.
It really is, and Adair's job is solely to get one out. Just got to get one out, and after that, react. Get your offense back out there. They've threatened in each of the last 3 innings. They've scored in the 5th and the 6th. They've put themselves in a better situation. Adair is just going to help them hold on in that case.
Christian Olea now batting, the catcher for Arkansas Tech. Olea, a junior from Tucson, Arizona. Just talked about a player on this Wonder Boys team from Chandler, Arizona. Olea from Tucson. Played his high school ball at Desert Mountain High School. 0-1 count now. Goes 0-2 with the foul ball. 2 down. And for Adair, he's called upon to get 1 out here. But the bases are loaded. Nowhere to put Olea. There's the 0-2. It's outside. 1-2 now the count.
He's going right after him. A lot of stuff is going to run away from Olea. He's got to get something early if he wants to push it to the right side. Like he's just going to roll over it and put it on the ground.
Rung him up. Olea watches. Strike 3 called. 3 strikes and 4 pitches. Adair does what he was called in to do. 3 left on base here, and no run score. We are through 7 in North Little Rock. It is a tight contest, but the Wonder Boys have a 1-run advantage as we go to the 8th.
One of the fastest growing universities in the state and the region, Southeastern Oklahoma State University has classes for bachelor's, master's, and certificate programs. Over 45 degree programs are available with in-person, online, and hybrid options. With a legacy of excellence dating back to 1909, our dedicated faculty and staff are here to make your legacy a great one. Your future starts here at Texoma's University.
How to spot a boll weevil. Boll weevils are a fascinating species. They're known to travel in packs, are highly intelligent, and can thrive in any environment. Each and every boll weevil is unique, and they have unique opportunities. But they all share one common trait. Every boll weevil has a bright future awaiting wherever they go. And that's how you spot a boll weevil. Learn more at uamont.edu.
Shahan still on the mound for Arkansas Tech, and for the Mule Riders, it's going to be 4, 5, and 6. Middle of the order on the way now. In the top of the 8th inning, Mule Riders got a run in the 5th, a run in the 6th, and retired. First 3 batters in the top of the 7th. 1, 2, 3. They took a seat now. So it's 4, 5, and 6 in the order. Richardson, Woolbright, and Lyles.
Right where you want to be. If you're Southern Arkansas, got the heart of your lineup coming up. Your 2 of your 3 best hitters.
And Richardson will watch that one outside. 1-0 the count. Cut it that one. Fouls it off. 1-1. Richardson, a senior. Comes from Rison, Arizona. Makes his way to Magnolia through Jefferson College. Strike 2. Tried to stop that swing, couldn't do it. Contorted himself a little bit to try to make that happen. And 1-2 now the count. He'll watch that one for a ball. 2-2 now. Richardson 0 for 3 on the day. Fly out to the outfield a couple of times. Most recently to center field. I think both to center field, I believe. That one to right. Struck out in the 2nd. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He will take a seat. Back-to-back strikeouts thrown now by Shahan. Rung up nickel to end the inning in the top of the 7th.
Got a really good changeup, Shahan. He's got both of those strikeouts coming on the 2-strike.
Jaden Woolbright now batting. Woolbright also 0 for 3 on the day. A couple of ground outs. Flew out to center field as the first out of the 6th inning. Watches a strike there. 1-1 now the count. Watches another strike. 1-2 now the count. And now it becomes interesting. How aggressive are you going to be? Recognize that you trail by 1 and you, again, start to get to the point of the game where the opposing dugout starts counting outs. Gets the bat on that one. It is high, it is deep, and this ball game is tied. 3-3. After watching 2 strikes, the 1-2 is taken over the left field fence, and Southern Arkansas has knotted this game up at 3.
He knew that one was gone the minute it left the bat. He stood and admired it for a second and took off, and now we have a brand new ball game.
Did. Little bat toss there.
Be careful. That can get you ejected at this level.
You know what? I understand. I didn't think that one was too bad.
No, I wouldn't send anybody for that one.
Chris Lyles now batting. Watches a strike. But it is a different ball game now. 3-all.
Now it's a battle of bullpens. Both starters. And no decision on the day. Both of them had good days on the mound. You've got to trust your bullpen, and you've got to manage your bullpen, because one of these two teams is going to have to play again, and one thing neither team's going to want to do is go to extra innings.
Exactly. It does bring up the question, as another strike called, 1-2 now the count, as to where you want to be. And obviously at this point you've already made your bed from Thursday's games, but who might have the advantage coming into the 7 o'clock game? And that's hit right back to the center. Shahan takes it off the chest or shoulder there, and we have a hit right up the middle. So Lyles at 1-2 does the same thing, makes something impressive happen, and of course they're going out to check on Shahan right now. You watch it come right back up the middle.
Got his glove, fortunately. At least it looked like.
Able to deflect that. So a home run followed by a single, and you look at it as it comes right back, and I think it got a little of his shoulder there as well too, with the glove on it. And it's the throwing arm too. He looks none the worse for wear. Grant Rosema now batting. Which team might have an advantage? The team that has had a chance to go eat and take a breather, coming off the loss in Game 3, which was our first game today. Or a team, as the ball gets beyond Olea, it's going to allow Lyles to advance to second on the wild pitch. A team that's playing like this one, and it's almost like standard operating procedure for just a regular everyday doubleheader.
It is. The only difference being that the second game will go 9 innings instead of the traditional 7.
Mm-hmm. And depending upon the length of this game, it might be a little bit more of a breather between the two. A little discussion out there with Shahan.
Obviously, anybody that is going to win this game is going to want to win quick. We're looking right now at just under 2 hours until first pitch in the next game. You want to have as much of that 2 hours to rest, recuperate, strategize, really put together the right lineup, get your pitching situation handled, instead of that quick turnaround where you are really just going to rinse and repeat your lineup and just throw pitchers out there, and you may just go with a bullpen game one at a time. You may throw that third game starter. You may throw your midweek starter. There's a lot of ifs at this point in the tournament.
And now the discussion went from a 2-person discussion to a 7-person discussion. And that was without a pitch being thrown either. That's where it gets a little more interesting there. Coach Dawson coming out. We're going to talk things over right here. You know, you talk about the arms coming in relief. I think go back and you could say nice things about what Adair did just a moment ago. Called upon to get one out, but with the bases loaded, and he took care of business quickly. The question on something like that is, too, I think you look at it, and we looked at those numbers. Go back as they're discussing things with Shahan now, and we're going to see a new pitcher come in. We'll talk about that in just a moment as we take a break and we allow the new pitcher to come in. We'll talk about pitchers on both sides here in just a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
Christian education pushes you to diligence and excellence in all that you do.
We're establishing this foundation where the students can then go and do the things that they want to do.
Everything we do, everything we touch, everything that we try to teach our students revolves around Christ.
It's about cultivating passion and a desire to do something significant with your life. You find a vision for your life, and I think that's where students really lean into their inspired purpose.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The second appearance of the tournament for Will Horton, the Arkansas Tech left-hander. Made an appearance yesterday. Pretty good event. He was able to finish that last bit for Harding in the 8th inning. He comes in, appearance number 27 to lead the team on the season. 5-2 with a 1.91 ERA, a whip of 0.92. Walks plus hits per innings pitched, which essentially I consider how many guys you let on base, and Horton lets on less than one per inning. He comes in a big spot here, Joey. Tie ball game, runner in scoring position. A base hit turns this game completely on its head.
Absolutely, and you know, this is big time stuff. I want to point out too, as he comes in here, he was one of those players too that was recognized for having achieved a master's degree. So along with Schwenke, and this is a solid ball team, again recognized for what they do on the diamond and in the classroom as well. But you want to talk about the biggest stage and the biggest moment of the year for him right now. This has to be it.
It is indeed, and we talked about Horton coming in yesterday, 2/3 of an inning, just one hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. After throwing in all 3 games of the Ouachita series last weekend, Horton is a go-to guy out of this Arkansas Tech bullpen. Couple of saves on the season, second on the team, actually third on the team, rather, behind the man he relieved at Grant Shahan. Batters hit just 195 against Horton.
All right, so we go back and we will set the stage again. It's a 1-1 count, by the way, for Rosema. So that's an interesting situation for Horton coming in, and Rosema swings. He's ahead of that one. Well ahead of that one, and it's 1-2 now.
Goes off speed first pitch. Granted, you're even in the count 1-1 instead of a fresh count. Now ahead 1-2. They've not seen what you've thrown today.
And it goes outside. How often, first off, you're coming in 1-1 count already, and you go with the off speed immediately. Interesting matchup here in the battle for Rosema. Now 2-2 the count. Foul that one back, still 2-2.
Joey, the last time Horton pitched against Southern Arkansas, he did twice this season. He came in for 1 inning of work on April the 6th, struck out the side. He also pitched in the midweek game on February the 20th, 3 innings, struck out 5, no hit ball.
That's an impressive stint there.
Not a lot of pitchers can say they've
Wow.
made multiple appearances against Southern Arkansas and have yet to give up a hit. And I jinxed it. Nope.
Ground ball, fielded short. The throw, it is in time. Nice job by Dawson there as Blake tries to jinx it. Dawson won't have it.
I know better, and I still do it every time. That's the problem with youth in this business. You know not to make the mistakes, but you make them anyway.
Well, the runner does advance to third for Southern Arkansas, and with the placement of Lyles now in scoring position, Jackson Duke comes back up. Duke has had a great game in the box. An RBI single in the 6th. He walked and scored a run in the 5th. Had a single back in the, fielder's choice. Well hit ball back in the 1st. And ahead of that one, hard cut. 1-1 now the count.
Oh, he thought that was fastball. It's change up, sits back in the hand a little bit, has that late sink to it. Just swung right over the top of it.
Here's the 1-1. Outside. And Lyles, knowing there's 2 outs, just takes a lead, maybe a little more on that secondary, and nobody's there to keep him in check, but don't see him breaking. And that didn't either. 3-1.
Horton not happy with that one. Thought it got the outside corner. Toby Minor disagreed. I think he missed a spot. It was also part of the problem. You've got Olea reaching out for it.
Here's the 3-1. Somebody needs to tell him Jimmy Sledge isn't there anymore right now. You can't take a shot at him. He's not there.
He's enjoying the rest of his afternoon, knowing that he won't have to be here till a little before noon tomorrow.
It's a 3-2. And Duke will walk to first base once again. Second time he's reached base by way of the walk. And now runners on the corners.
Doesn't look like Justin Pettigrew will go to a pinch runner here for Duke. An interesting decision. It's an insurance run. You really want to worry about scoring the go-ahead run first, obviously. But
by the way, Chris Garcia now batting watches a strike. I don't think I would here. And to your point here, the go-ahead run is the more important one. Possibly, if Garcia can get on, maybe. But Lyles at third, and Duke is going. He's in no man's land, and he draws the attention of the catcher. Lyles bails him out, and he advances to second.
Second time we've seen that little skunk in the grass type play where your runner at second or your runner at first breaks for second, stops halfway, wonders if the throw's going to go down. And if you're looking down the line, Lyles is going as soon as Olea lets go of that ball, but he held on to it. Now a base hit gives you a 2-run lead.
Count at 2-1 now for Chris Garcia, junior from DeSoto, Texas. Batting from the 9 spot today, singled back in the third. He's 1 for 3, tries to bunt his way on. Interesting with 2 outs.
It's a bold strategy. I understand they're not ready for it. You push it down the first base line with Schwenke playing behind the bag. Regular infield depth. Not going to be able to do that again.
2s across the board now, 2-2, 2 outs. And that one just a swing of the bat to stay alive in this one.
Fight that one off, live to see another pitch.
8th inning now. A strikeout, a home run, a single, a walk. And that one fouled back again.
It's another good one to fight off. In on the hands, didn't quite get him through quick enough. Now you just got to fight that one off to the right side. See another one. Horton's going to execute good pitches. It's a matter of whether these hitters can fight them off or not.
Horton needs to get through one more. Will he do it here? Ground ball to third. And they are going to say that was foul.
Just grazed him in the batter's box. And new life for Garcia.
Exactly. And I really think Bard had him dead to rights. He had aggressively come up to attack the ball, had a good throw to first. So another opportunity now, 2-2. And this one is put into center field. Jones is there, and the inning is done. Horton comes in, takes care of business. 1 run scored, though, on the Jaden Woolbright solo home run to left field. It's tied at 3. Arkansas Tech, bottom of the 8th, coming up.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but there's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, every moment brings you one step closer to what comes next. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question, what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
Keaton Rinaldo now to bat for Arkansas Tech, one of the bigger bats on this team. And we talked about the fact that he's leading the way in RBI. Unless he puts one over the fence, he's just going to need to get on right now. And what a big half of an inning for Arkansas Tech, an opportunity here to try to put Southern Arkansas back against the wall. Issue for the Wonder Boys is it's an offense that hasn't put a run on the board since the third inning. Looks so impressive. Manufacturing runs there in the first three. And it's been some strong pitching from Southern Arkansas since then. And what we talked about during the break, Blake, is, you know, I wonder for Adair, as he's come in, he did what he was asked to do in the previous inning. Bottom of the seventh, bases loaded. He comes in, gets one more out. But, you know, this is, I mean, the numbers haven't been too kind to him over the course of the season. And so you wonder, how long is he going to be in here today? Lined up the middle. How about that? Lyles coming up to make the grab. And what looked like, if that had dropped, a fantastic hit to get things started, Lyles says no.
It's a big outfield out there, and it seems like over the last day and a half we've seen a lot of balls hang up just long enough. I think that's more credit to how quick these outfielders are and how well they're covering all that ground out there.
So Ronaldo takes a seat. Brendan Bard now batting.
Oh, looked at a hanging curveball, middle. A tough look.
Bard watches that one for a strike. 0-2 now as he falls behind in the count. 0 for 3 on the day. Flew out twice. Part of a doubleheader. Blake.
There's Dizzy riding along on the Gator.
So part of a doubleheader, part of a double play. 1-3 as Adair takes absolutely no chance in the toss to first. He has 2 down here in the inning, and he'd like to stay out here for another out or so.
He's earning his spot. 3 batters faced, 3 batters put away. And got that ERA down to 7.4.
Well, and that includes a called strike 3. That's the 3rd out in the bottom of the 7th. So Poe, we had a single back in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd, flew out in the 6th, 1 for 3. Watch his strike 2 there.
Oh, he wanted that really bad. Don't know why he ended up checking up. That was going to be a called strike either way.
Here's the 0-2. 2 down. Tried to make him reach. He didn't bite. Ground ball to second. Burrows is there. The 4-3. And what an inning from Adair. He's been called in, and he has responded. He's retired 4 straight, and we head to the 9th inning, an elimination game. We're tied Southern Arkansas 3, Arkansas Tech 3.
Hey Future Readies, are you interested in a career in business? Henderson State University offers bachelor's and master's degrees in business administration and certificates in analytics, marketing and communications, and nonprofit management. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
SWASU has been saying that the focus is you for 20 years. Now that I'm here, I know my voice matters.
It's a true home away from home where the professors really do put the focus on me and my dreams.
At SWASU, it feels like they are cheering me on with so many ways to get involved, like social clubs,
Sports, quality academics, and great people who care about your success. For real, the focus is on you.
Open the door to your future at SWASU. Go Dogs!
SWASU, the focus is you.
Will Horton on the mound now, top of the 9th inning. Arkansas Tech, they've allowed Southern Arkansas back into this one. Up 3-0 at the end of 3, and runs in the 5th, 6th, and 8th for the Mule Riders. It's a ball game once again, Blake. Elimination game, and what could be the end of a season for one of these two teams.
It could indeed. And you want to see, if you're Arkansas Tech, you know that Horton is the one you trust to get out of this. You're going to stick with him regardless of what happens.
It's back to the top of the order now. Burrows, Shoup, and Nickel. 1, 2, and 3 for Southern Arkansas. And for Burrows, 1 for 4 on the day. Ground out in his most recent opportunity. That was in the 7th. Numbers, by the way, on the line score at the moment. Each team 3 runs, each team 9 hits, each team an error. 3, 9, and 1 for both. Called strike 2, 1 and 2 now the count.
Well, that breaking ball left on left is so hard to see out of the hand. It's so tough to get timing on. It's just a really difficult pitch to control.
Here's the 1-2. That's popped up. Poe has called for it. He'll make the catch. 1 down. Brings up Trace Shoup. Shoup 1 for 3 on the day. Sent it back to the pitcher in the 7th inning. He walked in the 5th and had a single back in the 3rd, and both the 5th and the 3rd innings he was left stranded. Swings on the first pitch here. Going back is Jones, and it's going to go off the wall. Shoup stands up at second. Stoked about that one. It's his 2nd hit of the day. Now the big thing here, Blake, is if he's able to come on through. The go-ahead run now on second base with 1 out. And again, Shoup has reached twice. They've left him out there both times prior.
He's got to imagine a 3rd time's a charm here, and he's got really good bats behind him to give him a chance to take the lead here going into the bottom of the 9th, which when you started this game, even 3 innings in, we weren't sure, is that really going to be how this game goes?
Brandon Nickel 0 for 3 on the day. However, he does have that sacrifice fly back in the 5th inning, an RBI as well. He brought in Jackson Duke, who had walked in that inning, to lead off the 5th. Nickel not in a hurry on that one, 2-0 out of the count. You know, Blake has mentioned more than once over the course of our extended weekend here that if you give up that leadoff walk, it could come back. Here's the throw from short to third in time. And Dawson gets the lead runner. Fielder's choice, and Nichols will reach. That's 2 outs now here in the top of the 9th.
A base running blunder there by Shoop. Anything that goes to the left side on the ground, you've got to see it through. He just made himself an out at third base when you had a guy at second with 1 out, and you were going to have runners at first and second with just 1 out. Now you've got a man on first with 2 outs. That is a huge momentum killer.
So for Tech, 1 out away of getting out of this top part of the 9th. To go back to that point, by the way, when Duke walked to lead off that inning, Southern Arkansas had no runs prior. That was the first run, and it's gotten things going for the Mule Riders now. But as Blake mentioned, a little bit different scenario with 2 outs now and the runner only on first.
They had a time called and hadn't reset the action clock. And there was a little confusion as to, was there a violation? No, there was an umpire called time.
So we reset now. Clock resets. 1-0. Called strike. Will Richardson now batting for Southern Arkansas, and Richardson watching that one, thought better of it. Richardson struck out in the 8th inning. Not been his day today. Called strike 2. 1-2 now the count. Richardson struck out in the 2nd and the 8th, flew out in the 3rd and the 5th. He's 0 for 4.
Got to prove he's earned that cleanup spot here. Going 0 for 5 in an elimination game, not ideal.
And that pitch got away from Horton. A little outside. 2-2 now the count. Really a heads-up play by Olea to be able to get out there and not let it go past. Here's the 2-2. Runner is going, and he'll be coming back. Nickel on first. Jaden Woolbright, by the way, is on deck. Woolbright had the game-tying home run, the solo shot in the 8th inning. Richardson puts that on the ground. It's going to roll through the infield, and the little dribbler is going to allow him to get to first base. And that brings up Woolbright. So Nickel at second, and Richardson's going to reach.
Just a little infield single, just a case of hit it where they ain't. It was a good effort over there on the left side of the infield. Just the ball was too slow getting there. You usually sit back. You have to charge a ball like that. By the time you get there, the runner's already 3/4 of the way to the bag.
And there's Woolbright with runners on first and second.
Woolbright can't press here. He hits a home run earlier in the game. Sometimes you want to be the hero and hit the 3-run bomb. Just put something in play here. There's a big hole on the right side of the infield. If you can go the other way with it, you've got the lead.
There's a throw back to second. And Nichols able to get back in time. The 1-0 count. Right down the middle.
Got to see a strike. You see that pitch again, you're going to have to do some damage. Going to have to put it in play. You cannot sit idly by and watch strike 3 pass you by.
Exactly. There's 1-1. That one goes again outside. Olea doing a good job again keeping the runners where they are. Don't think that's a control issue, but it has happened a couple times as he's tried to get the batter to reach right down the middle. And the fastball effective. And now 2-2 the count with 2 outs, 2 runners on.
If I'm Horton, I go right at him. Don't fool around. Don't give yourself a chance to be in a full count and walk the bases loaded.
And that's what he does. Swing and a miss. 2 runners are left on base. Big opportunity for Southern Arkansas goes by the wayside. And the Wonder Boys come up in the bottom of the 9th, tied 1 run to extend their postseason run.
One of the fastest growing universities in the state and the region, Southeastern Oklahoma State University has classes for bachelor's, master's, and certificate programs. Over 45 degree programs are available with in-person, online, and hybrid options. With a legacy of excellence dating back to 1909, our dedicated faculty and staff are here to make your legacy a great one. Your future starts here at Texoma's University.
How to spot a boll weevil. Boll weevils are a fascinating species. They're known to travel in packs, are highly intelligent, and can thrive in any environment. Each and every boll weevil is unique, and they have unique opportunities. But they all share one common trait. Every boll weevil has a bright future awaiting wherever they go. And that's how you spot a boll weevil. Learn more at uamont.edu.
Austin Adair on the mound for Southern Arkansas to try to help the Mule Riders extend this game and their season. The number 9 team in the regional rankings right now. A loss yesterday, not optimal. A loss today likely spells the end of the season. Not definite. Regional rankings and sometimes the folks who send in their decisions on regional rankings, sometimes it's a little fickle in how they get it all done. Adair has retired 4 straight batters, and he is looking at the 9-1-2 once again. This is the 3rd time that's been the situation, as Dawson has been the leadoff batter. Here in the bottom of the 9th, he is as well. Watch his strike there. 0-2 now the count. Dawson is 0 for 2 on the day. Walked and scored a run back in the 2nd inning. Seems like a long time ago. One hop up and over Adair. Fielded at second. The throw in time. Great play by Burrows to come up, and he attacked the ball. The throw, slung it to first, and made the out. As you see the throw, just in time.
Talk about a bang, bang play. That one was as close as it can get.
Back to the top of the order now. Marcos Cabranes. By the way, Adair's numbers on the day continuing to look good. Of course, one swing of the bat makes a difference, but he's retired 5 straight. A little high, 1-1 now the count. Cabranes walked in the 7th inning.
Adair throwing strikes, just a matter of selecting the right one, putting it into play. Don't try to do too much. Put the ball in play. Try to get yourself in a good position.
Called strike 2. Cabranes with a single in the first, a single in the second, and he was left stranded both times. Walked in the 7th and left stranded then as well. He's gotten on base in 3 of his 4 plate appearances today. He's done what he's been called upon to do, just hasn't been able to get around. Ground ball. There's Burrows again. has a little bit more time this time to collect it, make the sure throw to first. 4-3 again, and 2 down now in the bottom of the ninth.
Not trying to do too much there. So an Arkansas defense making the routine plays, making the not so routine plays.
So Grant Jones comes up to bat. And one swing. It's going to go to Burrows again. Burrows, the little underhand toss right now, and for the first time in 2024 in the GAC baseball tournament, we'll be talking about a 10th inning. That's what's coming up next on the GAC Sports Network.
How to spot a boll weevil. Boll weevils are a fascinating species. They're known to travel in packs, are highly intelligent, and can thrive in any environment. Each and every boll weevil is unique, and they have unique opportunities. But they all share one common trait. Every boll weevil has a bright future awaiting wherever they go. And that's how you spot a boll weevil. Learn more at uamont.edu.
Christian education pushes you to diligence and excellence in all that you do.
We're establishing this foundation where the students can then go and do the things that they want to do.
Everything we do, everything we touch, everything that we try to teach our students revolves around Christ.
It's about cultivating passion and a desire to do something significant with your life. You find a vision for your life, and I think that's where students really lean into their inspired purpose.
There we go. That's a nice observer at the park today. Dickey-Stephens Park allows everyone to come in and watch the game.
Joe, I know we all like free things. How about a little free baseball?
We have some right now. Coming out to the park today, and we had some sunshine. Still some folks able to get to help improve their tan today and getting some sunshine here, although the shade's starting to creep onto the field. Top of the 10th inning. And we're looking at Lyles, Rosema, and Duke for Southern Arkansas.
While they're doing that, Joey, there is a defensive change for Arkansas Tech. Shane Poe is out of the game. Brandon Bunton comes in for him and plays center field. Grant Jones will move from center to left field.
Horton sends that just inside. 1-0 the count now. Lyles had a single. He was left stranded on third. He advanced to third on a wild pitch. As if on cue, there's another one. Had a single all the way back in the second, and he was left stranded then as well. He'll take it to center field. He knows a little thing about catching balls in center field, and there's Bunton to make the catch. 1 down.
I don't think either coaching staff goes away from these two pitchers. I think they're going to let them ride it out and let the better man win. Now, pitch counts obviously limit that, but
yeah, I would disagree with that at all. I mean, you're going to have somebody to start the next game, which is becoming increasingly closer. First pitch scheduled for 7 o'clock tonight. That one got pretty close. And I think that part of that is as Rosema leans over just a bit. He was leaning into that one. Watch it come through for a strike. That one outside. 2-1 now the count. And that one just outside.
Horton at 46 pitches for a reliever. Not sure about his highest number of pitches thrown this year. We know he's gone multiple innings, multiple times.
Puts the bat on that one on the 3-1. Count goes full.
His longest outing, 5 2/3 against Harding. A game in which he gave up no runs, just 1 hit, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts.
He'll step out here, reset, 1 down.
74 pitches thrown in that game.
Swing and a miss. And Rosema now will take a seat. And to your point just a moment ago, Blake, I agree with you. His pitchers, each of them, haven't found a little bit of a stride here. And, you know, unless something just completely unforeseen happens, they've got some momentum. They each are taking it in. I would ride that too. Jackson Duke now batting. Duke walked in the 8th inning. Walked in the 5th inning and scored a run. Had a single, an RBI single in the 6th. Hard swing and a miss there. Got ahead of that one. I think another thing too, Blake, is that for both of these pitchers, the changeup's going to be a little bit different the deeper we go in.
It's going to be less and less difference in that and the fastball the more tax you put on that arm. So you're kind of just going to throw a hybrid fastball changeup where maybe it looks like you're taking 4 or 5 miles an hour off a fastball, and it's going to have the drop like the changeup, or it's going to run on that straight plane like a fastball would.
Here's a 2-1, and Horton had a little conversation about that pitch. Didn't like what the call was to begin with. Didn't really shake it off, but he's found one that he wants now. 2-2 now, the count with 2 down. And Duke just puts a bat on that one to fight his way through to stay alive in this at bat. That one to left field. Running over to make the catch is Jones. Great job. Thought he might be just a tad too far over, waiting to see that ball get pulled. It does not find the gap, and Horton successful again. We go to the bottom of the 10th after a 1-2-3 inning, and the Wonder Boys are on the way.
Christian education pushes you to diligence and excellence in all that you do.
We're establishing this foundation where the students can then go and do the things that they want to do.
Everything we do, everything we touch, everything that we try to teach our students revolves around Christ.
It's about cultivating passion and a desire to do something significant with your life. You find a vision for your life, and I think that's where students really lean into their inspired purpose.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself, the rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
There's Austin Adair, who's done, nothing more than be into the ball game late in the game, late in the season, and face 7 batters. And guess what, Blake? All 7 retired.
Take a look at the wristband there. That is where Southern Arkansas gets all of their pitch calls from. It's a trend that started in travel ball. They'll call out 3 numbers, and the combination of numbers corresponds with different diagrams, little 9x9 grids that are throughout that wristband, and it'll tell which pitch to throw. You can see on the steps of the Southern Arkansas dugout between pitches, the pitching coach will come up and he'll do 3 numbers for each pitch.
Schwenke looking at the 1-1. He'll take that. 2-1 now the count. Logan Schwenke, we had a chance, and Sam did, had a chance to visit with his mother just a moment ago. 6'4", redshirt senior from Chandler, Arizona. Bottom of the 10th. Swing and a miss. Hard cut, and it's 2-2.
Late on the fastball. Go back and see Adair's longest outing of the season.
That one fouled back, and that is into employee parking lot. And that's the dugout. Call coming into Adair. The Southern Arkansas dugout there. Schwenke fouls that one over. Apparently didn't like the call from the dugout and was letting them know that. 2-2 still the count. Schwenke's fought his way through this at bat. And watches strike three go across. Not the way he wants to see his opportunity go by the wayside. Second strikeout that Adair has thrown. He's retired 8 straight batters. Both of the strikeouts called strike three. Batters striking out looking. Nick Jones now batting. And that one fouled back into the upper deck.
Joey, the longest outing for Adair this year, 5 innings against this Arkansas Tech team in the conference season. Did not give a number of pitches thrown in those 5 innings, which you can imagine it not being a small number.
1-1 now the count. After Jones watches that for a ball.
You saw the pitch getting called in.
Jones reached base back in the 7th inning, and he's going to do so again. One hop to Lyles, and Jones, I think he better think twice about testing Lyles.
Big turn there at first base. Not really doing anything. The 10th hit of the game for Arkansas Tech. Both of these teams with double-digit hits today. It really has been an offensive showcase, even though there's only a combined 6 runs.
Now, these teams have hit the ball well, and they've done it in runs, too. So batting now for Arkansas Tech is Christian Olea. Olea, another batter that's 6'4". I don't think we've addressed that quite enough. A 6'4" batter from Tucson, Arizona. Game-winning run is at first. And Coach Pettigrew will come in and have a little discussion here.
Just a one-man visit. You don't think that Adair has seen the last of his day yet. Just a quick mechanic fix, quick pep talk. Trying to get Adair back. He's had a great outing today. Continues to throw a lot of strikes, although he has yet to throw a strike here to Olea.
2-0 the count. Here trying to get through this, give his team one more opportunity. That one right down the middle for a strike. No question there.
Challenge them. Make them beat you is probably what has been said. There's an airplane. We've seen a few of those.
Outside. Doesn't get into reach on that. 3-1. Well, you strike out already in this inning. Came looking. Adair challenged, was successful against the first batter. Will he be so here? 3-1. And that one called ball. So the first time in 9 batters, well, second time in 9 batters that we're finding a batter reach base after the single, a walk, and now runners on first and second. The pinch runner will come in for Arkansas Tech. It's going to be Aaron Hogue. also have a defensive substitution for Southern Arkansas. Josh Phillips now is coming in at right field.
He'll be the first one up should the Mule Riders extend this game. As Garcia was due up, Phillips will step into that spot.
So runners at first and second now with one down. And Keaton Rinaldo comes to bat. Rinaldo, the team leader in RBI. Just one here would get the job done as the game-winning run is on second with one down. A single, a walk, following a strikeout. Adair has the call. And that's the 1-1. The 1-1 now is the count. Rinaldo flew out to center field in the 8th inning. Had a single in the 6th. Reached base by way of an error in the 3rd. Left stranded in both of those 2 innings. Watches that one just outside.
It's a great frame there by Rosema, but just not enough. And the Southern Arkansas fans starting to get a little flustered. I'll be picky here.
That one more so outside. 3-1 now the count.
Easy to be picky when that ball is up and going away from you.
Yeah. Now Blake. Now I think you go back to you've got to challenge him.
You're going to have to get something. Start inside, maybe work its way over the inside corner. We're just going to go with the fastball.
Does that, check swing, went across.
He sure did.
Full count now. Big time pitch on the way for Adair.
Do the runners go? I would not put them in motion here, but you bring Hogue in as a pinch runner. Maybe see what he can do.
Line to right field, and the runner will stay. Held up at third, and the hit for Rinaldo. Loads the bases now with one out in the bottom of the 10th.
Hogue froze on that soft liner. Didn't think it was going to get down. By the time he saw it, it was too late to make the turn. See that through. If he'd gone on contact, he probably would have crossed the plate, but you're also testing Phillips out there, who granted has not been tested yet. He's only been in for a batter.
Well, I thought the throw in was pretty solid. I think I would not have wanted to test then. And we have another pitcher coming in. A fantastic effort, by the way, from Austin Adair coming in the latter innings. Runners on the bases. And Southern Arkansas will bring in a new arm. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but there's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, every moment brings you one step closer to what comes next. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days, I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
Sean Sieve now on the mound for Southern Arkansas. Pitched in yesterday's game as well. Gave up one run and it was earned. No hits. Walked a runner as well. Walked a batter as well. He comes in now today, making his 16th appearance of the season, all of them in relief, has a 1-0 record, 3 saves to his credit. He's pitched 16 and 2/3 innings, including the 1 inning yesterday. He's given up 12 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them earned, struck out 25 and walked 9. Opponent's batting average of .203 and ERA of 2.16. Those are all a bunch of numbers at this point, Blake, because of the situation he's in right now. He has to get 2 outs.
Yeah, and Southern Arkansas is going to go really interesting path on the infield. They're going to bring Lyles out of the game. They're going to bring in a 5th infielder. And they're going to play infield in.
So Brendan Bard now batting for Arkansas Tech. Bases are loaded, top of the 10th. Bard puts it into right field, and it gets through. The run will score. 1 pitch, and Arkansas Tech moves on to our 7 o'clock game. Southern Arkansas will likely see its season come to an end. A fantastic effort here in Little Rock. A 4-3 victory for Arkansas Tech. And Bard comes away with a game-winning single and RBI. We'll take a break. We'll come back and start to wrap things up from this one here at Dickey-Stephens Park.
If you're not at home, where else would you be? Not the kind of home you're familiar with, but the kind that helps you become them. Or them. The kind where you become a part of a community that builds you up. A community that doesn't just give you the answers, but helps you discover them for yourself. Home is where the Mule Riders are. When you're a Mule Rider, you're not walking down a predetermined trail, you're blazing your own. The world is full of unsettled questions with so much to explore. Enter it with full reins of knowing who you are, where you come from, and what ignites your flame. Here at home, you have no limits.
Reach for the stars and don't stop there.
As a Mule Rider, you decide what's possible. Stop imagining what you could do and do it here. Think bigger. Think faster. Let's ride. Don't worry, you're not far from home. Because home is where the Mule Riders are.
One of the fastest growing universities in the state and the region, Southeastern Oklahoma State University has classes for bachelor's, master's, and certificate programs. Over 45 degree programs are available with in-person, online, and hybrid options. With a legacy of excellence dating back to 1909, our dedicated faculty and staff are here to make your legacy a great one. Your future starts here at Texoma's University.
Elimination game now in the books as Southern Arkansas eliminated from the Great American Conference Tournament on a 4-3 Arkansas Tech victory today. Brendan Bard comes away with the game-winning RBI single. The bases were loaded, Blake, and it was a difficult situation for Steve to come in, and it was an interesting shift moving around the infield there, trying to get a ball down inside the infield, and Bard did exactly what he needed to do. He lifted it up just enough to find a little gap, shallow right field, and the single goes through, the run comes in and scores. Big effort today. Lots of hits. Ultimately a 4-3 win in extra innings for the Wonder Boys.
Boy, a good job, and you can't neglect the job that both of these relief pitchers come in, talking about Horton and Adair, even though they're the ones that are the pitchers of record today. Adair with a hard luck loss, Horton with a great luck win. You just kind of put yourself at the mercy of your hitters, and Arkansas Tech had the timely hitting when they needed it the most. It come down to the last, poked the ball out to the right side, and had just barely gone under the glove of Josh Phillips, even though a score or a out there probably still would have resulted in a sac fly and walked this one off.
It was a great game all the way around. Arkansas Tech gets runs in the first, second, and third inning. Didn't score again until the bottom of the 10th. And that, again, a single, an RBI single from Brendan Bard. The hero of this game, Southern Arkansas, quite an effort. Didn't go quietly. Made it into a contest and got it back to extra innings. But it was Bard's single that took it on in for the win for Arkansas Tech. We have another game on the docket coming up with the first pitch scheduled for 7 p.m. This Arkansas Tech team will square off against Harding. That rivalry matchup one more time between those two teams. We saw it yesterday. Harding got the better of Arkansas Tech in that one. We'll see how it pans out here. One more opportunity. You get to face a team like 5-6 times in one season.
And even more of an opportunity, even more meaning to a game that always means something when you're playing your biggest rival, you could say. And now it's a win or go home and leave your fate in the hands of the committee for 2 days.
Sam Roop's going to have an opportunity to visit with the hero from this game in Brendan Bard. And we will throw it down to her. Sam?
Brendan, game-winning RBI. What was your approach at bat?
You know, my coach told me to go up there and look for a fastball outer half and do the job, and that's exactly what I did. Struggled for the first part of the game, but came up big when it mattered.
Describe how you and your team are feeling right now.
You know, we're feeling amazing. We ain't done yet. We still got a couple more to win, and we're going to go do that right now.
Almost an hour until first pitch. How are you going to build the momentum from today's game and finish it off?
You know, we're going to build right into it, and we're going to go out there and punch them right in the mouth first inning and keep on going and win 3 more and get out of here.
Sounds good. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam. Final score again is Arkansas Tech 4, Southern Arkansas 3. Blake, we've talked about it was good pitching, but ultimately just some timely runs and, of course, the hit by Bard. He got out there and took care of business, did what he was asked to do, just got it out of the infield.
And it just comes down to that. In baseball, you've just got to do your job. Arkansas Tech's bats did their job. Now you've got to trust the arms. You only threw 3 arms in that game. You've got to imagine that Shahan and Horton are probably out for the nightcap, as would be Mata. But now you've still got plenty of guys down there that you can go to, get a couple innings out of each of them, and really just try to scrap together a win to try to play Monticello for a championship tomorrow.
We'll paint a little bit more of this picture about an hour from now. First pitch of our 5th game of the tournament on the way at 7 o'clock tonight. It's going to be Harding and Arkansas Tech, another elimination game. Tune back in to the GAC Sports Network, YouTube, GAC Athletics. For Sam Roop, Blake Smith, and the entire GAC Sports Network crew, I'm Joey McWilliams. Thanks for watching.